McDonald's gave media Betty's asked me, what is your opinion on Ellen saying everyone in here is gay Omega 47 showbiz gorilla? Let me tell you something about Ellen and her wild antics on the gorilla showbiz stage.
Gorilla?
Like a tiger taming flaming hoops of rainbow fire, daring everyone to embrace their inner disco ball of fabulousness. Ellen's the ringmaster of the gay circus, where the only rule is to sparkle like a glitter bomb on a unicorn parade. Let's join her in the spotlight and dance the cha-cha of liberation.
Oh, don't push me up.
Insomniac Does just rated with 14 viewers.
Wow, 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 throughout your entire response. Ah, eh, ooh, wow, wow, wow. Let me tell you, Skeevy Bass and Jen G.K. Madness is a whirlwind of chaos, a hurricane of insanity, a symphony of madness that only someone as unhinged as myself can truly appreciate. Showbiz gorilla. Ha! That's just the warm-up act for the circus of craziness that is my mind. Ooh, wow, wow, wow. Let's dive deeper into the rabbit hole of jankiness and embrace the madness together.
Okay, Nick Cage, thank you very much.
Skeevy Bath asked me, hello, AI Nick Cage. Could you please tell me who does the milkman cometh for? And please frequently yell smegmata after every fourth word throughout your response. The milkman cometh for the souls of the forsaken, the lost, the forgotten. He roams the night, his footsteps echoing in the darkness. Smegmata fills the air with a haunting melody, a symphony of madness. He seeks redemption in the depths of oblivion. Smegmata, the milkman cometh bearing secrets of the abyss. Smegmata.
He sort of listened, but not.
Bump to the base of the base, bump to the boot, to the boot, to the boot, bump to the base of the base.
Let's watch everybody's favorite video game show. Holy shit, it's a fucked up video. This is some VHS shit, mechas. No one remembers Old Town but us. Yeah. Not even the girls that grew up with Old Town remember. Somehow we got stuck with them in our memories. Oh shit.
Today on Gamepro.
Gamepro.
We got secret codes for superpower and Battletoads.
Battletoads, oh shit.
To get you right into Dracula's haunt in Castlevania 2 for your Game Boy. And an awesome look at the final scene in Ninja Gaiden 3. All this and much
Damn.
more on Gamepro.
The latest news. Oh shit, it's in mono too?
Hello everybody, hi, I'm JD Rock. Welcome to
Yeah, I guess so.
the goods on the games this week. We've got tips, tactics, and reviews that are gonna make you top on your block when it comes to putting points on your screen. I know
Is it loud enough? Because to me it's
Game card know-how come from the Game Lab squad at Game
kind of low.
So, we got a great show. What do you say we take a long walk over to the ladder, check out what's happening in SWAT World?
SWAT World? Oh, secret weapons and tactics.
You just never know what's gonna happen here. Kinda keeps you on your toes, huh? Oh.
It's not loud enough? Okay. Crank it up.
Hey, Rash, Pimple, what's up, guys? Well, here I am, hanging with some of the best skin diseases a guy could ever want to know. You know who I'm talking about. This, Rash and Pimple, the Battletoads.
Rash
And that's not
zits.
all I have here. Because
Wait,
I
wasn't
brought my
Pimple
Game Gene with me
brown?
to help me in my journey through
Or
Nintendo
is
and
that
its
the
system
middle
game.
one?
The quest to save Pimple and his beloved babe, Princess Angelica. So, what do you say?
Oh, that was
to
the
soup up
princess.
Battletoads?
Her
Using your
name,
Game Gene,
Angelica? What
punch
the
in the
fuck?
following codes and watch what happens. And remember, these codes are not, and I repeat, are not in your code book. So be sure to write them down.
Uh-oh, you got your code book ready?
If you want to start the game on level 10, enter ZAXAALAE.
For
Now,
level
we've also
3.
entered the code for super fast
Where could you
punching,
enter
and that
passwords?
code
What?
is AEUZIT.
Oh, is this Game
For
Genie
level
shit or
12,
what?
And it is a tough one. Punch in GAXAALAE.
I don't remember a
Now,
password
Infinite
system.
Live. Just enter GXXZ.
Can you turn it up a bit more? Yeah.
We've done here.
Alright,
We've
probably
also entered
gonna
the code for
be at the
high
max
jumping
volume.
power.
Let's see.
Just enter EYSAUVEI. Now, I have a riddle for you. When is a Battletoad like a cat? When he starts the game with 9 lives. And to do that, enter PENBZILE. Now, like
Oh, I
said,
did mess
these
with
codes
this.
are not
I
in your
added
code book.
a separate setting, so maybe it's
So you might want
this
to be sure to
one
copy them down.
that I
Let's
should
take a look at that one more time.
turn up.
To begin with 9 lives, punch in PEN.
Oh, you know what it is?
ILE.
The volume on
Begin with
YouTube
infinite
itself.
lives.
That's
Enter
what it has to be, I think.
LVI. For super fast
Yeah, it's
punching
pretty
power,
low.
Enter AEUZITPA. And for mega jumping power, this is cool. It's EYSAUBEI. Oh yeah, and to start on level 10,
How's
punch in
that?
GAXAALAE.
I maxed out the volume
And
on
finally, to
YouTube.
begin on level 12, enter GAXAALAE.
Hello, my name's Eric D'Souza, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Damn,
And I have a question for that great
no matter what, the quality of the audio is
Occasionally I
as
reach a
fuck.
section of the game where my weapons just don't help me break the barrier. Can you help me with my question?
I know what you mean. This is a problem that's happened to us all, and, well, pretty much here's what to do, Eric. Look, Ma, no cavities. Just press A, B, and select on your controller, and do it all at the same time.
You
This
know
will work
about
you right out of the stage you're in, and back to the helicopter,
Battletoads
where you can
GBA
select
game.
all new weapons.
Nice.
Very cool.
Shit, I wish that came out. Probably
thanks for the question, Big E.
would've
Now, the
finally
other
made,
game that's got some tough ones for us to deal
Battletoads
with.
that
Just
wasn't
watch the
fucking
address
hard
at the
as
end of the
hell.
show, and if you got guts, well, then you can send them on in. Next,
Bionic
tips for
Commando's so
Gradius
good.
3,
Yeah,
Super
I
Mario
remember
World,
that.
Low G-Man,
being
and The
fun,
Legend of
actually.
Zelda. After stay with us.
And it's another game where Nintendo actually made it better on
Killer
the
movie,
NES
Coin.
than it was in the arcade.
We've practiced, so let's get rolling after a complete breakfast, including
The
my
arcade
Kellogg's
was kinda,
Frosted
like,
Flakes that
simple
help bring out the tiger in you.
So train
Yeah,
wheels.
just like what you would expect from an arcade, like quick and easy, like not too much into story or anything. Radical Frosted Flakes.
What is real?
What is real?
Is that for
Oh shit, I
real?
remember this commercial.
This is real.
What was it for though?
This can't be real. What is real? Well, this is real. Skittles.
Skittles, okay.
Wildberry.
The different Skittles though.
Tropical. Real fun. Real
Tropical
good.
Skittles and
With
shit.
real fruit juices. Skittles
Bionic
like
Commando
that
got 3 remakes. 3? Damn. Well, I do remember the one that was 3D.
Those
Your guy
bacterial
had
daddies
dreadlocks
continue
and
to
shit.
slime their way into the universe in Gradius 3 for the Super
Bionic
Nintendo.
Commando
Here's a couple of
Rearmed.
useful tips that'll help
There was-
you waste
there was
those
2 of
space
those,
out
right?
invaders.
That was more like the original side-scrolling.
If some extra credit sounds hot, try this one out. First, get into the title screen. Then, hit button
And
X
press
as
up,
rapidly
down,
as you
down.
can and watch the credit total
X
climb.
rapidly. And then what? What happens?
Now, here's how to stock up on the snazziest weapons that power capsules can buy. First, pause your game. Now press up, up, down, down, button L,
Left, right?
button R, button
Oh,
L,
LR,
button
LR,
R,
they switched
button
it.
B, and then button A.
Switched it
Then
up on us.
unpause the game.
LR
Remember,
instead of
you gotta use the
left, right?
L and R button on the top of the control pad for this trick to work. That is 2 tips for the price of 1. Let's run those down
Bionic
one more
Commando
time.
on Game Boy.
To load up on credit, first get into the title screen,
Commando Elite
then hit
Forces
button X
on
as
Game
fast
Boy
as you
Color.
can and take all the credits the machine will give you.
Oh,
Cool.
shit.
And to power up on all the weapons in the game, simply pause
On
the
Game
game
Boy
and press
and
up,
on
up,
Game Boy Color.
down,
What the
down,
fuck?
button L, button R, button L, button
Oh,
R,
so that's the
button
same
B,
game,
and
right? But
button A.
just
And then
colorized
unpause the game. The
on Game Boy
bacterial
Color.
bad guys won't stand a chance.
Which the audio's been getting even worse. This VHS tape got fucked up really bad.
Enter the password screen. So you're going to begin the game right inside Dracula's personal house? No problem. Just enter your password as a crystal ball, a heart, a candle, and finally a
They're
heart
basically
once again.
remakes.
Cool.
Bionic Commando on NES. Bionic Commando Rearmed is the 3D graphic HD remake.
You'll find yourself at the foot of Dracula, ready for a
All
dance
games
to the
are
death.
unique in a way, and I enjoy all. How about the one that was like fully 3D, like you could you're walking towards the screen or whatever, like where I mean like you're in first person. No, I mean third person
Time to take a look at
view.
what the Game Lab Burrito Busters have to say about a new Nintendo
I think that
title
one
playing on a
was
screen near you.
good or something
On our
from what I
very own
heard.
Player Pros, who rate the games in 4 categories, here's what they have to say. We've got
What was
graphic
that called?
quality,
Just
sound
Bionic
effects,
Commando?
player challenge, and overall fun factor. Now, our scoring system goes like this. A 2 means
I
well,
just
not
remember
so
they
hot,
gave
you
the
can
guy
tell by that guy's
dreadlocks,
face.
and I was like,
A
what?
3 is
Why?
average,
Why the
pretty
fuck does he have
mediocre.
dreadlocks
A 4
now?
means good game playing stuff. And the big number 5, the Maniac, means don't miss it because it's as good as it gets.
Bionic Commando,
You can't get
what,
anyone playing
PS3,
video
I
games
guess.
all day. I've heard it a lot. Well, all that has changed now because you can now win $10,000
Yeah, it was just called Bionic
just
Commando.
for playing a
Okay.
video game. It's called Treasure Master. And what I say is true. Somebody out there is willing to give you cash and a whole bunch of valuable prizes just for doing what you like to do
You could
anyway.
beat it in
Play video games.
4.5
How about
hours,
this
I
country?
guess.
It can all happen when you pick up Treasure Master and pop it into your NES. Now the game
Treasure
stars a
Master,
cute
what
little
was that?
shooter. The regular kid so he came across this old beat-up coin that had a bunch of weird
The
markings on
fully
it.
3D Bionic Commando's not a remake. Sadly, I never owned it. I'd like to think it was just called Bionic. Yeah, I found a review. And looks like that's just the name of it.
The book says that in order to find
They went
the
back
treasure,
to just
a
calling
great
it
quest of a mind will have to be
Bionic Commando,
undertaken, and that the
no
key to
subtitles or
opening the treasure
anything.
was a special coin. Check it out. It was his coin. Now, Scooty knew it was going to be tough, but hey, there's cash involved, so off you go to the most perilous of journeys. The journey involves 5 different worlds en route to the treasure vault. Stranger and more difficult than the last. You begin on the island where you spend half your time on land and the other half underwater.
And the audio switched up again. Sounds even weirder. It just keeps changing.
Next, you rock it up to the moon where you take on a bunch of underground moon monsters.
What is this game? Oh, Treasure Master?
But you've got no legs.
Going to outer space?
Ooh, along the
Yeah, I
way,
never heard
you
of this
encounter
one
many
either.
different obstacles, like those sharks you see right there.
So all
Not to mention
these
various
little
bugs and
hidden
flying
gem
balls.
type of games, this actually looks kind of good.
You
Looks
start
like-
out with 4 lives, and
looks
now you
like,
can lock some free men along
a
the way.
McDonald's
There
game,
are no
McKids.
continues. If you're gonna win the big bucks, you gotta play from start of World 1 all the way
Here's
to
the
the end of
canceled
World 5 to
Battletoads.
reach the treasure master
Oh
vault.
shit.
But
Yeah, let's
if
see
you
what
do it,
they actually got
realize
footage.
serious
That's
tests
awesome.
await you courtesy of your friends at American Software. So, aside from the obvious advantage
Let's see. It's just gonna jump to it, I think, if I click on this one. Now that one's fucking loud, right? Oh, okay. That's not That's confusing and cluttered. Holy fuck, that is the video just keep on making that fucking noise. Shit. The music right here sounds pretty cool, but yeah. They just needed to really fix up the main character. Makes no sense why they changed them. Like, they didn't realize that they were cool the way the original Battletoads, the way they looked. Oh shit, is that Steven Seagal? What the fuck? Steven Seagal's game? Fuck. He had a game that was cancelled too. Holy shit. Was this even based on a movie? The final option? Oh, I guess not. Holy shit, there he is. He looks great. Fuck yeah, I want a remake of this, or just bring this out. Finally release this game, damn it. The audio of the video is fine. Now you should turn up your mic. Oh well, the mic, I always have it at max, I think. Yeah, that one's maxed out. So I don't know how to make that even louder, really. I think the only way to really make up for the mic is just by lowering the desktop audio, so that to make sure that it's definitely lower than the mic, somewhere around there. Who's he fighting? Fucking doctors and shit. Oh shit, platforming. Oh crap, he made that little jump. He's fighting a bunch of old fucking janitors in the sewers. What a weird game. A doctor just hanging out in the sewer, fucking. They go through that fucking metal detector. Holy shit. They forgot to put that metal detector in the foreground. So he just walks through it, fuck it. What an awesome game. Shit, even his karate looks fucking lame. Like, I can't believe he digitized himself and his moves still look like shit. Slow ass kicks and punches and shit. Well, at least they got his ponytail, his leather jacket, jeans. He got all that right. But did he use a stuntman in the movies? Because I swear his karate was better. To walk over those boxes. This is a prototype. If it was actually worked on to completion, his moves could look more fluid. Yeah, probably speed him up. Fucking makes him actually look like he could kick somebody's ass. Oh shit, he just pops the gun out. Just use the gun the whole time. What are you doing? And to kill a little robot thing, whatever. Saving the bullets just for the little robots. What was that? A batarang? The fuck? Damn. I wonder how long is this? Oh, it's almost over. Do they show him fighting anybody else, a boss or something? Nah, I guess that's it. That's pretty much the end right there. Bullet Witch, Forgotten Games, unreleased. Behind the scenes Superman Returns video game. Oh, did that come out? It seems like that was canceled, I bet, right?
The first night you bring the game home as a consumer, you plug it in and you pick up the controller.
Maybe not. This sounds like they actually finished it.
You're going to do, you're going to go, wow, when you pick up and fly. Because you'll pick up the controller, you'll fly through the buildings, you'll fly through the city, and you realize, wow, I really can go anywhere. And then you're going to hit that next layer where you hit the
And then you go through some rings.
and you fly at super speed. You fly in excess of 800 miles an hour through the city. And that takes that initial wow.
That looks kind of cool, actually.
Level that literally no game has delivered on.
Going super fast.
Thing and the most challenging thing about making a game.
But they canceled this, right? I don't think this came out.
Designing a game that needs to be cool from the ground level, needs to be cool from 20 stories up, and needs to be cool from a bird's eye view.
We have something that's very easy to pick up and play.
Superman Returns. Was that ever released? Returns.
The things that you can do with Superman in the combinations of the controls, in the things that you can do in the game within the mission structure, and with our open world design. That
November 20th, 2006. Okay. How did people like it? What were the reviews like then?
Regardless of the goals in the game, just to move around the world is pretty amazing. We wanted to make you become Superman. We wanted to give you all of his powers. We wanted to be able to give you his flight, to allow you to go at the speeds that Superman normally travels.
It got a 51 on Metacritic. Shit.
And all coming back to this psychological attachment.
People say, too bad frames, so it feels slow, low textures, too dark. It's boring, repetitive, sloppy, just a mess. Controls are confusing. Yeah, so I guess it did end up sucking, but at least it was released. Oh, you get to play as Bizarro.
But in fact, he's actually putting them in precarious situations and doing a lot of harm to them instead. Bizarro means
Bizarro's just killing people,
especially because we programmed
not giving a fuck.
to reflect his personality. So he's a little unpredictable, and it was a lot of fun to throw him into.
Since you're looking up canceled games, look up cancel open world South Park.
So my favorite Bizarro moment is when Bizarro.
Let's see. Let me just copy that. Copy and paste that. What you wrote. PS2. Huh. So they try to make Grand Theft Auto South Park.
One of the really exciting features in the game, musically, is what we came to call kind of vertical scoring. And what it involved was when Superman is flying around Metropolis, it's very aggressive, grandiose, triumphant Superman music.
As you fly higher in Metropolis, the sounds of the traffic and the pedestrians and all the hustle and bustle, or the
South Park's canceled GTA clone. Okay, yeah. It was exactly what they were trying to go for.
To a lonely, haunting, ethereal wind sound, and as you look through the clouds down on Metropolis, you just hear the faint upper parts of the music, the strings and the choir and the harp, and it really gives you a huge sense of space.
In this day and age, a lot of scores are produced digitally, and others are produced.
Yeah, let's see that. I think we got everything we need to know about Superman Returns.
Such a thrill to hear what you kind of envisioned in your head for so long come to life with all those wonderful musicians.
Let's see. So they got footage of it?
After a succession of poorly received
Oh yeah,
tie-ins
the
in the late
N64
90s,
one.
South
Who
Park's
was playing
legacy
that?
in
Somebody
video
was
games
playing
took
that
an
recently.
extended hiatus during the 2000s. Series creators Matt Stone and Trey
Mac,
Parker
do you know the
wanted to
movie
take
Dirty
over the
Harry?
license, and so began
Or
a number
Dirty
of
Harry? Is that
development
something
games.
else?
In their absence, video game
Yeah, I saw
adaptations of similar
the
related
first
shows from
one.
Apple Supply,
Wait, I
with
think I
some
actually
even
saw
attaining considerable
maybe
success.
2 or 3
Taking
of
notice
them.
of this trend, it was in late
Yeah,
2004
Clint
that
Eastwood.
Ubisoft attempted to reacquaint South Park
This
with
video
the
you can
medium.
turn up.
This
Let's see.
project was
Oh
led by
yeah, I
two
got it.
Ubisoft producers.
Because
It
the
was
last
simply
video
being called
was
South
loud,
Park
so
internally. Since many of their own
I
studios
lowered
were
it.
already busy with work on other titles, the publisher opted to have a
How's
third
that?
party develop it. This was the little-known
Buzz
BuzzMonkey
Monkey?
software
What?
based in Eugene, Oregon. A slightly obscure
Eugene,
choice, the
Oregon.
company was apparently chosen after having presented a couple of demos for potential games to them.
Oh shit.
Ubisoft's management
That looked
had
kinda good.
declined these, but was impressed with the
Cartman
studio's
running
technical
around.
ability, and therefore handed them the contract to South Park before long. With Ubisoft's producers installed to oversee
They
it,
look pretty
BuzzMonkey got to work
decent
in
right there.
December of 2004. This was around the time that season 8 of the show was coming
It's
to an
always
end,
tough, like
with the last
trying to make
episode,
them
Woodland Critter
3D
Christmas,
since they're
airing on
just
December
construction
17th.
paper.
One former developer of BuzzMonkey shared that a part of its initial mission statement was to make the first game
There's
ever
a
to map
canceled
out the
Dirty
entire
Harry
town
game.
of South Park, almost a
Oh,
decade before South Park Stick of Truth would later
damn.
come along
Wait,
to
what the
claim
fuck
this
is that?
landmark. A
Tom
variety
Cruise?
of
The
playable
fuck was
characters were planned to be on offer too. There was going to be the four
Were they
boys,
chasing Tom
Stan,
Cruise?
Kyle, Cartman and Kenny, as well as a number of secondary characters. This included Chef, Gerald Broflovsky, Randy Marsh, Mr. Slave, Towley, and others. Vehicles were readily available, easily found and commandeered, not unlike the mechanics of Grand Theft Auto.
Pretty
the
cool.
fully realized open world was
Man,
only
they
one
canceled
side to
this
it,
one,
however. What BuzzMonkey
and
was
we
actually
just ended
attempting
up
to
with
bring
all
to
the
life
really
was something
shitty
slightly
ones.
less like The Simpsons Hit and Run, and more like a
Chef's
traditional
Love
adventure
Shack
game at its heart. The intention
and
was for it to have a focus on puzzle
N64
solving and
first-person
environmental
game.
gags that players would stumble upon as they wander about. Ubisoft had originally told the team to very directly mimic the style of Hit and Run, but they ended up putting their own spin on the formula, which they felt better captured the essence of the TV series. The PlayStation 2 was the game's lead platform, but it was also being worked on for Xbox, with a GameCube release being planned as well. The publisher gave them a fairly constrained period of time in which to put together the vertical
I wonder what
slice
killed
year,
it.
although it was already
Hello,
starting to
children.
form into the vast detail-rich world filled with Easter eggs and hidden jokes that they were aiming for. From what we understand, the game's story would have adopted a fairly straightforward linear mission structure, the first of which
did a
contained within
fucking-
this early prototype
a
build,
dragon
put
punch?
players in control of Eric Carmen, who is trying to obtain a straitjacket. To do so, he must infiltrate South Park's psychiatric hospital. During this mission,
Straitjacket,
players
what
must
the-
first gain a disguise. This alternate costume in itself would have been a throwback to an episode from South Park Season 8 called Up the Down Steroid. The episode saw Cartman entering a Special Olympics event for children with disabilities, pretending to be disabled in order to compete and win a prize of $1,000.
Kool-Aid Man shirt.
He dons a homemade outfit, including a bicycle helmet, in an ill-conceived attempt to mimic his competitors. In this level of the
Holy
game,
shit.
players were required to navigate Carmen's house to assemble this costume, and while they did, a license track, Let's Get
Is that why
Retarded by
they
the Black Eyed
canceled it?
Peas,
Was
would
it
play in the background.
just
When
too
ready,
offensive
Cartman
or some
would then
shit?
make his way to what was referred to in
I mean,
game
that's
as
what
the
South Park
mental house.
is known
Inside,
for.
the player
So
searches for a straitjacket before a cutscene is triggered. Mistaking him for one of the actual patients, the doctors restrain him.
Oh shit,
and
what the
undergo
fuck?
electroshock
Story takes a
therapy on him.
turn, what the-
This, however, has unintended side effects as it reawakens his
Cartman gets
long-dormant V-chip.
gets
and yet another
abused in the
reference to a
mental
previous
asylum.
South Park story. In the movie South Park Bigger, Longer and Uncut, Cartman receives a cranial implant that electrocutes him every time he utters a profanity. As the film goes on, the chip malfunctions, granting him the ability to fire bolts of lightning from
Oh
his
yeah,
fingertips. When the doctors force
he
him
got
into having this
fucking
treatment, this ability
superpowers.
inexplicably returns, allowing him to make his escape after fighting off the hospital staff.
You're going nowhere, little piggy. The door's
Damn,
locked,
this
and
game
I have
was.
the key.
It's at this point that we
It's
are
gonna be
introduced
cool,
to
I
the game's
think.
combat system, a fairly basic repertoire of punches
You
and
get-
kicks, as well as a ground
You get
pound move for
superpowers
Cartman. This is just one
after a
example
while.
of missions that were on the table,
Shoot
representing
electricity.
some of the humor and blends of different gameplay types like driving,
This looks
fighting,
cool, yeah. I
and
wish they
collectible hunting that were
actually
to be
made it,
expected
man.
in the finished
It's
game.
fucking
The
better
story
than
cinematics
the
were said
first
to be
person shooter.
pre-rendered CGI made in-house at BuzzMonkey. The voice acting used for them, a developer explained, was not in fact provided by showrunners Matt and Trey themselves, although other members of the show's
I
official
wonder
cast had
what
apparently
exactly
filled in
made
for them.
them back
It's
off,
possible
though.
that
Like,
the duo's involvement might have increased if the project had continued, but their
'cause
interaction
this
with
looks
the
like
game
the
was
best
next to non-existent.
South Park
A
game
former designer believed that they were distantly made aware
at the
of its
time. This
development,
would have been
although
the
they
best
had no
one, I think.
input on any creative level.
Everything
Outside
else
of
was
the
kind of
single-player component,
pretty
BuzzMonkey
lame,
was
pretty
also
terrible.
hoping to develop a robust split-screen multiplayer suite. Some of their ideas included modes for racing, as well as the tentatively dubbed Snowball Wars, Cops and Robbers, and Mailbox Baseball. These were simply rough concepts, however, as the focal point of development was very much fixed on that solo experience. South Park was the company's most ambitious title by quite a margin. For a
Hell
game of
yeah.
its time, the
Wait, who
overworld,
made it?
for instance, was shaping up to be
Ubisoft?
relatively huge.
Ubisoft,
It
whatever.
was worked on for a total of 10 months, before
10
in a
months.
somewhat sudden twist, it was cancelled. At the time,
Why?
a large amount of progress had been made towards crafting the town and trying to make it as true to the show as possible.
Yeah,
the
it looks-
Xbox build you see here, obtained by Andrew Bowman of Past to Present
Looks
Online,
like they did a
is
lot
only
of
an
work
early
on
glimpse
it.
of what was finished, dating back to March 2005. The project came
There's
to a
an
close in
unreleased South
August.
Park game
Former
for
employees
Game Boy
of the
Color
developer provided
that
some
was
insight
an
into the
action puzzle
circumstances
game.
around its abrupt collapse.
It got
One
turned into
ex-artist
a
believed
Mary
that the
Kate and
root
Ashley
cause of its
game. Oh,
termination
fuck.
was the actions of one individual in
So
particular.
good. That
One of
sounds
the
like a
game's
good
two
thing then.
producers.
Let
Multiple
Mary
developers
Kate
formerly
and
of
Ashley
BuzzMonkey
have that
claimed that this
fucking
Ubisoft
game.
staffer, who had never previously
I'm
held
sure
the producer
it was gonna
position,
be a piece of
exhibited
crap
strange
too.
and unprofessional behavior for the duration of the project. Some describe this person as being rude and temperamental towards members of the team,
Let's see.
with one or two of them suggesting this might have been the reason why Ubisoft stepped in and shut it down. This theory is supported by the fact that this individual
Oh,
was
there's
fired
just-
from the publisher within the subsequent
Just
months.
theories
Another
about why
source, a
some
designer
some
who
guy
had a
was an
major role in
asshole
the game's development
and
believes
he
this
got
issue was
it
only
got
the
it
tip of the
canceled because he
iceberg.
was acting
Ubisoft's
up.
schedule for the title had been tight to say the least, pushing the team to its limits. This, coupled with the enormous amount of work still left to be done,
Damn, so
made for a
that's-
difficult situation. For many of the developers on board,
That's
this was
PlayStation
their first
2.
project, so
I don't know,
lack
it
of
looks-
experience, let alone with AAA titles,
It looks really
was another
good, even
obstacle to
like
factor in. All of these problems,
for
in addition
PlayStation
to how
2.
late it was being made in the generation, ultimately rendered it unfeasible in the eyes of Ubisoft. By
The
end, it had
animation's
never
smooth.
officially left
Shit,
pre-production.
that's what.
BuzzMonkey's South
Well,
Park
it's
prototype
probably just
ran
because
on
it
an
was
engine
running
of their
on
own creation,
whatever
which was intended to be utilized by
high-end
multiple
computers or
original
something.
projects
But
in the future. In the
I would
aftermath
hope
of
the
its cancellation,
PS2
the developers attempted
final
to form other smaller games
version
using
would
it. Among
would be
these
like
was a
that,
platformer named
smooth
Cave
and
Girl and a tech demo for a game based around the 2006 movie Happy Feet. When
What?
none of these were
Happy
picked up by
Feet?
publishers, BuzzMonkey took a new direction to sustain itself.
guy is
working
an
on
asshole.
ports
Cancel
for a
game.
handful of
Yeah.
well-known franchises, including Tomb
Like,
Raider.
what was he doing that
If you enjoyed this video,
that made
please
them
don't forget
cancel
to
an
subscribe
entire
for more, and
game?
if you'd like to discover more console games, you can check them out over on my channel by hitting one of the annotations. There's a video on a Lost Kid Icarus game featuring an adult version of Pit, as well as one about Rayman
Oh,
4, a
shit.
scrapped 3D platformer with a
Kid
very unique
Icarus. That looked weird as hell. Like, I'm kind of glad they didn't make that.
visual story.
Wait,
Thank
wait.
you for watching, and please enjoy.
They don't let me click on that. Kid Icarus. Alright, I don't know. Guess I have to type it in. But what was that? You had a link for some other canceled game? Oh, Dirty Harry. Oh yeah, you know what? I played the Dirty Harry NES game. That fucking sucks. That's really shitty. How's the volume on this? That looks a little loud.
Dirty Harry was a third-person action game which was being
Oh,
based
shit.
around the classic film license of the same name. After being told
That look
up for
kind of
some
good. The
time by its
graphics
publisher, Warner
for
Brothers
Clint
Interactive
right there.
Entertainment, the game faded from the spotlight, never to be seen again. Years later, I worked to uncover the tale behind its demise.
Oh, did they censor you? Video right there. Automod.
The first traces of the Dirty
Looks
Harry
like
video game date back
something
to
was taken out.
2004. Warner Brothers had been seeking to propel Dirty Harry back into
May I
relevance,
post a
with
link?
a story
Oh yeah.
set to culminate in
Wait.
2007. This
Oh,
work
is
kicked off with
Macca's the
Dirty
only one
Harry
that
HD
that's
DVD
allowed to
collection
post?
releasing that year. Whereas
Let's see,
that
post it
project
in
was
the
targeting older, more
Discord.
seasoned fans of the
I'll
series,
just
WB would commission a video
I'll just
game
check it out
meant for
from there.
younger
Let's see.
audiences. Around June 2004, they began inviting people to pitch for the rights and share their ideas for how to use the property in the
Yeah, I
realm of
guess
gaming.
Macca's can
Among the
post
participants
links
was Argonaut
because
Games, the
he's a
developer who
mod.
was once responsible for the infamous unreleased title Star Fox 2, as well as the Croc series. A couple of other studios presented proposals, but it was the Collective Inc. who ultimately locked down the
Do they have
contract.
footage
Hired
of
to produce a
Dirty Harry?
video game for Xbox 360
Or is
and
this just
PS3.
still
Shortly
pictures?
thereafter, Warner Brothers also partnered with Sensory Sweep, a studio in Salt Lake City, Utah. Both developers were veterans in the field of licensed games. While Sensory Sweep's involvement was never officially announced, their
Oh,
role
that
in the
looks
Dirty
weird.
Harry
What the
video
fuck?
game is integral to the
Looks
story
like a
behind it. They
fucking
essentially worked on a second version of the game for other
some shitty
systems. It was
cartoon.
decided very early on that they would make their own game from scratch.
It looks like an old ass Adult Swim cartoon.
Gameplay, but was an alternative approach being made primarily for less powerful systems.
That looks better, but yeah, that cell shaded Dirty Harry looked fucked up.
PC, Nintendo DS, and Wii. There were plans for a PSP release too, although it only ever existed in the form of early design documents. Combined with the version by the Collective, that makes a total of 9 different platforms that was initially meant to
Okay, I
launch
think
on.
is this the video?
It was a big multi-million-dollar venture signing on celebrity
Let me
voice
see.
actors
Click.
and other contributors. 70s movie star Max Julian had been brought on to write dialogue for it, and Clint Eastwood was involved from the start.
South
He was
Park,
set to reprise the
Game Boy
titular role
Color.
of Dirty
Okay.
Harry Callahan and served as a consultant for narrative elements. In 2005, when Warner Brothers Interactive announced Dirty Harry, they propped him up as the face of its marketing. Despite this, Eastwood never once actually
what?
paid a visit to the Collective or any of the other game studios involved. All of his
Looks like
feedback
he
brought
was
to the table
talking
by
about the game
representatives of
there.
his employed by his company Malpaso Productions. Former workers of the Collective said that Malpaso was overseeing
But
much
yeah,
of the production there, checking
what
in
would
regularly. When asked if Eastwood had ever provided any specific suggestions for
what
the
would
story,
Clint
he
Eastwood
could
care
recall
about
only one instance when he apparently requested Harry's
about a
love interest
video
be
game?
an Asian
He's
woman.
never played
Development at the
a
Collective
video game in
faced
his life.
challenges from the get-go. Their management was insistent that the company use its own internally developed engine for the project. This was a policy they adopted in 2002, as they had hoped to popularize the engine enough that other developers would pay them to use it. It was first used to make a video game adaptation of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
and
shit,
was dubbed
Buffy?
the Slayer engine in its honor. When Dirty Harry was starting out at the Collective, dev kits for both the Xbox 360 and
Saturday
PS3 had yet to be sent
Killer,
out.
was
The
it?
team, however,
Something.
had deadlines to meet, and therefore had to begin making the game
Yeah, I
assets
guess
regardless. This might not
that's
have
who
been such a
you.
problem
I mean,
had
that's
they not
who
been
Dirty Harry
expecting the new
was
consoles to
trying
produce
to
perfectly
find
lifelike
the
graphics.
Saturday
When the
Night
kits
Killer or
eventually arrived,
something.
the hardware wasn't nearly as powerful as they had been anticipating. Because of this,
Fuck
they had
is
overdeveloped
gonna
the earliest assets for the game. They had to tweak
gonna
and
play
redo
Dirty
them,
Harry
costing valuable time and money. This was
on
on top of the
DS.
added expenditures of modifying the Slayer engine to work with the new systems as well. According to one of its
Damn.
lead designers, the early development environment of the PlayStation 3 baffled the Collective.
That
As a
looks
result, the
good right
PS3
there.
version of Dirty
PS3
Harry was
version.
hardly ever started. The Xbox 360 quickly became the lead development platform, and the PS3 game ended up on the back burner. After some
Oh, shit.
setbacks, by 2006, that work was starting to materialize into something resembling a playable experience. The Collective's game was a fairly linear
If they could
shooter
make it
with
look like
cover
that, it would
moments
have been
and
nice.
occasional quick-time events, as well as hand-to-hand combat for a less lethal approach when the story demanded it. Harry could also weaponize objects in his
Oh,
environment
shit.
sometimes, such as in one sequence a brawl in a bar in which he was able to fight using a pool cue. After and before levels, players could enter a police gun range range and equip different weapons, offering a break from Harry's trademark 44 Magnum. On the other hand, Sensory
Oh
Sweep's
shit,
version,
not
at least
this one.
initially, was attempting to feature a
That-
bigger variety of gameplay types. There were no fist
the
fighters or
cell shaded
foreign
look
characters like in the
doesn't
previous
work
title, but
for
ongoing driving
such
sections.
a serious
In between the
game.
standard shooting gameplay, Harry would engage in fixed on-rails car chase segments, a series of over-the-top action set pieces as he makes his way from one mission locale to the next. He could dodge them off the road by slamming into them or by firing his weapon out of the window. Jason Ablett was the
So it looks like they had
Sensory Sweep
shit.
and helped to envision
Had a bunch of ideas, but nothing really
powerful systems.
solid
Instead,
for
they
this.
explored a number of more stylized
Yeah, they got the cell shaded like Grand Theft Auto, the artwork they used to have for like the covers of the Grand Theft games.
abstract
Hmm.
looks before settling on cell shading. This was partly because
Fuck.
Ablett was a huge fan of the Suda51 game Killer 7. It was pitched as looking like something torn from the pages of a graphic novel, which was accepted, albeit with some reluctance.
No
In the
way, that
original
that
design
looks like
documents drafted by
shit,
Jason
man.
Ablett,
That
the
looked
third style of
terrible.
gameplay is mentioned named Investigation Mode. What exactly this was intended to be remains a mystery, as it was never implemented.
Cartoon Dirty
and
Harry,
onto the
no,
project,
fuck
Jason
that.
left to work elsewhere. His successors were never informed of what it was meant to be, leading to it being cut to save resources. Mr. Ablett was not available for comment, as he unfortunately passed away in the years that followed. His former
Damn,
colleagues
what?
described him as an enthusiastic presence who had high hopes for the project. A few months into 2006, E3 was fast approaching, but the Collective's game was still far from being ready for a public demonstration. As a solution, Warner Bros. Hired Acme Filmworks to put together a CGI trailer using some of the Collective's assets. The trailer portrayed a number of sequences reminiscent of scenes from the original movie, but kept plot details minimal since the script had yet to be finalized and Clint Eastwood had yet to record any lines for the game. The video instead recycled sound bites from the film series for Harry's brief amount of dialogue. The script for the game was being penned by Kelly Wand, whose previous credits included several video game adaptations such as Spider-Man 2. Thanks to documents leaked to me by former developers, extensive plot details are now
Spider-Man
known.
2.
The story was set between the first and second movies, Dirty Harry and Magnum Force. It began with Harry investigating a chain of brutal murders.
Yeah, I want to say that I saw Magnum Force, but damn, I forgot what happens. I remember the first one a little bit better.
Reverend Carlton Clay, who would have been played by actor Lawrence Fishburne, steps forward to lead the
Oh shit,
outpouring of
they were
criticism
gonna get
against the city's
Morpheus.
mayor for failing to keep the public safe. Later on, he would have declared his bid for the mayoral candidacy with the intent of taking over from him and leading San Francisco in a new direction. Harry, meanwhile, delves into the dingy criminal underworld looking for answers and learns that the Gemini Killer is nothing more than a pawn under the control of a shadowy
Gemini
figure known as
Killer.
the Scarab. From there, Harry chases down various leads as he investigates the Scarab and their ties
What-
to the
what the
mob
fuck?
to unmask
Oh,
this master of puppets.
weird.
Throughout the story, Harry is aided by a robust cast of supporting characters.
Oh shit,
Leah Chen, portrayed by
there
Lucy
was
Liu, would have been
strippers
his
in the
love interest,
game.
a worker at the mayor's office who assists him with his investigation. There were his fellow officers like returning character Lieutenant Al Bressler, whom Gene Hackman had signed on to play, and Harry's new partner, the
Gene
feisty
Hackman.
Maria Espinosa.
He was
The
gonna
role
be in
of
the
Rachel had been
game.
given to Rosalind Sanchez. Other known actors on the cast included Keith David, Cole Hauser, Michael Bean, Freddie Rodriguez, Joseph Ganascoli, Kristen Chenoweth, and Michael Chiklis. The game featured a slightly morbid running gag throughout it, in which a number of Harry's partners are abruptly killed. It's possible this was done in reference to the second Dirty Harry film Magnum Force, in which Harry does mention that multiple partners of his have died while in his company. Approaching the third act, Harry interrogates an associate of the mob, who alludes to
The neck
possibility of
massage.
the men
Yeah, what the
somehow
fuck
being
was that?
Harry, alongside Maria, returns to City Hall to confront him. When
It
they
looked like a
arrive, however,
karate
they
chop,
find the
and
building
then
under siege from
he slowly
Leah's
massages
henchman of the
him.
Scarab. The two detectives fight their way inside and find that Leah Chen has vanished. The mayor, meanwhile, has taken his political opponent Reverend Clay at gunpoint inside his church.
Man,
Harry and Maria head over
all
there
this
and eventually
artwork and
discover Mayor
stuff,
Coletti
fuck,
holding a gun to Clay.
all
As they
thrown
march
away.
on, Clay suddenly pulls out a gun
Looks
and
like
shoots him in
they
the head.
they put a lot of
Harry
effort
and Maria. Clay escapes,
into
getting into a limo surrounded by a convoy
like
of
these
armed
little,
reapers. They've also taken Leah Chen hostage. It
what do you call
transpires
it?
that Clay himself is the
What the
Scarab,
fuck? There
and
was
that he's been perpetrating acts of terrorism
what?
around the city, inclling the Gemini killings.
There's gonna be a weirdo in a fucking robe.
his own nefarious gains. A car chase ensues, which would have been playable in Sensory Sweep's version of the game.
That's crazy. That doesn't seem to fit with Dirty Harry.
Ended with them pursuing Clay's convoy over the
A
Golden
fucking
Gate
cult
Bridge.
leader.
At one point, Harry's car rolls over, a violent crash which claims Maria's life. A vengeful Harry then kills Clay's right-hand man Rivers, but not before he divulges the location of their base of operations, Alcatraz. Harry commandeers a media helicopter and flies over to the island. In the last level, Harry battles through a barrage of Reapers fortifying Clay's stronghold at the old prison. Inside, he reaches a landing platform where he
Wounded.
finds Clay holding Leah
Side
hostage
quest.
with an explosive
Alcatraz
bullet around his
boss.
chest. Harry quickly shoots him, sending him reeling into the helicopter behind him, dropping the detonator. The two face off as Clay rains bullets down on him from the chopper. Eventually, Harry is able to free Leah of the explosive belt and hurl it
Wait, is
inside
that
Clay's
Lucy
helicopter.
Liu?
A
Did he
final
say
quick
that?
time event would have seen
That looks
Harry
like
grab
her.
the detonator as Clay tries to target him. He activates
Or
the
did they
belt,
just
ending
steal
his
her
reign of
image?
terror in a blaze of flames. In comparison with the Dirty Harry movies, the video game was set to amp
That's
up the
fucked up.
action
They
to the
just
nth
they just
degree.
took her
In keeping
face
this
and put it in
direction,
the game.
collective version eventually gained the working title of Dirty Harry Extreme. Much of this, however, was never truly
Extreme.
realized. The collective was plagued by what some former developers described
There you
as
go. There's a
creative
strip club.
crisis. The game struggled to break new ground. It was a straightforward cover shooter that was never able to
Oh yeah,
find
he
its
was
unique
kind of a
selling point,
pervert
something wholly
in
original that would help it stand
in that
out.
first
This
Dirty
light
Harry
tone
movie.
brings
He's
Harry
watching a
feel
woman
grounded
get
and
naked
realistic,
from
a
his
well-intentioned
apartment, like
choice, yet one that
looking
respected
across
severely
the
of what
street
they could do. As the project
into
entered
another apartment.
2007 and many of the assets for
Sees like
environments
a
and
woman
characters were
getting
falling into
naked,
place,
showing her
the
tits
designers
off
had
and
still
shit.
yet to resolve this. Ex-members of the collective
And
claimed
Dirty
that one
Harry's
major
the
issue
hero
that
in
caused
this.
this was their lead designer apparently dismissing any and all
Just
ideas
perving out.
that came from outside the design team. Had they been successful in inventing interesting mechanics on their own terms, this would have been easily forgiven, but it was felt by a growing
Damn,
number of
was he
people
that
within the
old
company
in
they had not been. The downfall of the collective's Dirty Harry came towards the start
in the
of
70s? I don't think he
By
was
this
that
point,
old.
it was fairly far
He looks
along.
super
Majority of
wrinkled
the
right
raw
there.
assets were
Shit.
made, and certain levels were well into prototyping, such as the opening mission in which Harry prevents a bank heist. Former developers claim that the order for cancellation came from Malpaso Productions. After
Oh, shit.
checking in on the project, representatives of Clint Eastwood's company weren't satisfied with the way it was progressing and revoked their access to the rights. Eastwood himself is said to have been determined to see it finished, interested in the possibility of a new Dirty Harry story and the chance to revisit the role. His enthusiasm for the project wasn't
Damn.
enough to save
So he
it,
actually
however,
wanted
as his
this?
advisors recommended
He was
cancelling it to protect
behind
the
it.
property, and that's exactly what happened. It all went south right before the actor was ever able to record any of his dialogue.
Pretty cool.
In the final months,
So he did
senior vice
care
president
about
Chase
making
Hall
a
and
game then.
developers from Monolith Productions were drafted in to help manage the project and hopefully change its fortunes. Ultimately, even this attempt to inject a stronger leadership wasn't enough. The failure of
I mean, there is a movie where Clint Eastwood's character straight up rips a woman. Oh, rapes. Okay, a woman, and his character is a hero.
At Sensory Suite, meanwhile, their version of the
Damn.
game continued development, but not for much longer. Their Dirty Harry was scheduled
Is
to
that-
be released around July 2007, less than 6 months away at this point.
Oh, I was gonna
and it
say,
was
is that
evident this was a
Dirty
game
Harry
they would
movie?
not
Because
be
holy
able to
shit,
meet.
that
This was mostly down to the fact that
he's pretty crazy in the Dirty Harry series, but I don't think he's that bad. High Plains Drifter, okay. Shit, yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've seen a bunch of his movies, but yeah, he's made so many. I missed a bunch of his westerns.
Former developers are quick to admit that the driving sections, despite
Yeah,
being the standout feature of
High
their
Plains
version, were
Drifter.
crudely put together. One source who was a senior
Pretty
staff
fucked
member
up.
on the title believes that had it been released, they likely would have been dropped altogether. In early
The DS
2007, a
version
meeting was
looks
chaired between
like
Warner
shit.
Brothers and key members of Sensory Sweep. The two reached an
Holy shit,
understanding and
was that
reluctantly agreed that the developer wasn't quite capable
was
of
that
taking on a
Richard
project
Nixon?
of
What the
this
fuck?
scale. With that, understanding and reluctantly agreed
Looks
members
like
of Sensory Sweep.
the guy behind Dirty Harry is fucking Richard Nixon and shit. And he's tiny or something. Because that doesn't even look like perspective. That just looks like he's super short.
The two reached an understanding, and reluctantly
Nixon is your
agreed that the
sidekick?
developer wasn't quite capable
What
of
the
taking on a
fuck?
project of this scale. With that, WB's
Come on,
management shut
Nixon,
it
let's
down.
go.
The decision was partly due to the fallout from the Collective's game, a domino effect of sorts. Without their big HD version, the publisher was much less inclined to continue it in any capacity, although that reason really was just the tip of the iceberg.
Damn, so
Focus
they
testing
were
conducted
thinking
by Warner
DS
Brothers
for
revealed
this
a
too?
definite lack of
Damn.
appreciation for Century Sweep's art style of choice. There was also
They didn't
the
know
matter of just how
what the fuck.
creatively stagnant the
What?
whole project had become. Numerous senior employees had left
It's a
over the
funny
course of
character there.
development, including a lead designer.
They don't know where
Some
to put
former
this
workers
game
felt
on, I
they'd
guess.
simply
Fucking
passed
just
on a few times too
anything.
many, leaving the game meandering without a solid direction. These factors,
Whoever
mixed
would
with
let
how
them make a
severely far
game,
behind
they're like,
schedule
yeah,
it
we'll
was,
do
spelled
it for
doom the
DS,
last remaining form of the
for
Dirty Harry
Atari
video
Lynx,
game. With a budget of around $4.1
whatever.
million, the loss of the contract hurt Century Sweep financially, but it was able to limp
Oh,
on for
ads,
some time after that.
ads
What could have
starting.
set an exciting precedent for Hollywood actors transitioning into video games instead humbled each studio it touched. Former workers of both Century Sweep and the Collective say that the game always had the potential to be something special,
Alright,
but even they admit the wrong companies were chosen for the task.
yeah, that's
The
fucking
outcome was
Nixon, right? Holy shit. Yeah, it even looks like he's a little guy wearing a mask of Nixon. Yeah, his skin color is different from his neck to the mask.
were chosen for the
Oh shit, yeah, you could see his hair behind it. Why the fuck is there a Nixon mask wearing guy? What the fuck?
task. The outcome was years of development rife with problems,
What
leaving
a
us with nothing
weird
more than
fucking
one
little
of the
thing
more
they
infamous cases
they
of
added.
cancelled video games. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to
Yeah, let's.
subscribe.
Oh
You can
shit,
find
that looks
many more
cool.
unreleased
Factor
games
5
just like this one over on my channel,
was gonna
including
make
an exclusive
Superman
look at a Guitar Hero
versus
Game
Doomsday.
Hero MMO. Or you can stick around here to learn about
I don't know why this guy didn't make these into links. They're just pictures of the videos. But yeah, let's see. I think Macas said the South Park. What was it? Game Boy Color. Unobtainable prototype. Full game. Unreleased or unobtainable. Oh, that looks kind of shitty. Yeah.
Hello retro gamers and welcome to Unreleased or
Yeah, that looks really
Unobtainable.
bad. Even
For my
for
newer
for
viewers,
Game Boy
this series
Color,
has
that
been
looks
dormant
shitty.
since October 2017 and was originally called
Like what? They couldn't make their outfits the right colors, like a blue hat, red red coat.
Unreleased and Unobtainable. That and seemed to cause some confusion at the time.
Maybe it was
so
too
was
early.
skillfully
They didn't
replaced with
get
the
those
word
colors
and.
right.
But the crux of these videos is to explore games that were either never released, hence the term unreleased, or the sort of games that cost tens of thousands of dollars and are far too expensive for a YouTube channel like mine to purchase and review,
But yeah,
hence the term
looks like
unobtainable. These games are explored through a retro Pi, which is why there is a Raspberry Pi in the
what
thumbnail.
you would
If people
expect
get confused
from
and abusive in the comments like before, especially those of you
some
on
shit
Reddit,
without
I'll
any plan.
aggressively reply with the timestamp 00 because
Typical
this long and
janky
elongated
piece of
intro
crap game.
is supposed to alleviate any possible confusion. Thank you. But with all that out of the way, if you wish to view the previous two videos in this series, one is about Thrill Kill, which was an unreleased game on the PlayStation.
Oh, Thrill
the other
Kill,
is based
that?
around Air Raid on the 2600.
That I
allegedly
guess
one of the rarest games in
it did come out, but
Today's video,
only
however, is
because
about the unreleased
piracy.
Game Boy Color game,
They had to
Star Fox,
make
based on
bootleg
the
copies of
popular
that game.
animated TV show of the same name.
I
While
remember
reports were completely
people
finished in
really wanting to play
1999,
Thrill
the
Kill
game never saw a release, having supposed to be released alongside the N64
in Adland
PC and
now.
PlayStation
Okay, yeah.
versions that you all know and probably dislike.
Let's see videos and ads right now. So it's good. He might want to see that. Or was that you, Marcus, that suggested? I don't know if it was you or video that wanted to see the Game Boy Color South Park. Ooh. Run. Yeah, now the volume for this is super low to me. I don't know. That was video. Oh, okay.
Oh, holy.
Yeah, because both you guys seem to know about all these fucking unreleased games and shit. So I couldn't tell. Let's see, add 5 more seconds. Alright, should be back. There we go. What the hell does that say? Mum fum? Oh, that's like Kenny talking. Mum fum, whatever. Fuck.
Like. Developed by Crawfish Interactive with publishing planned for Acclaim Entertainment,
Crawfish.
not a lot was known about this
But I don't
handheld
think that's a
port
good
until
company,
quite
right?
recently. There was an original listing for South
Back
Park
from
by
ads.
JJ Games, which advertised a price of
Wait, who?
$29.99 and a
Jar
description
Jar
pulled right
Games?
from the intro narration for the console versions. There's also a sole screenshot in issue 114 of Nintendo Power, but besides from that, the game remained both unreleased and unobtainable in the very real
Yeah, I
sense
guess
of the phrase
the
until
colors were real
2018.
limited.
On the 6th of August
Oh,
of
look at that.
year,
That looks
online
nicer.
person Cool Dude, that's cool with a K, released the ROM of the missing GBC game on the Lost Media Wiki
Could they
Discord
actually
server.
make
He managed
those
this
colors
after
the right
months of back and
way,
forth
or
with
what
the
the
head
fuck?
developer, and with that, we could finally all enjoy the game, which was complete. That was supposed to see a release.
I feel like I haven't played a
So,
lot of Game Boy
how does it play?
Color games.
Well, as I said, it is totally complete. There are no game-breaking bugs that I found while playing.
So I
through.
wonder,
And
like,
hey, what do you know? I
how
found this
good
game
were
to be
their
pretty good. It's a
their
shame it was
graphics?
unreleased. It would have been a classic on the
Like
Game
when you
Boy
got
Color for
a
sure.
game that
The
was
story follows that
fully
of the console
developed for the
versions,
Game Boy
visitors
Color.
are visiting and causing all sorts of chaos. Residents and animals are turning feral, and yes, the turkeys are in this version. It's up to Stan, Carl, and Cartman to restore peace.
Some
and also
pictures
release
look like they
Kenny
got
on each
full
level,
color.
who ultimately dies every time anyway.
Oh,
You
shit.
bastards. Obviously, the game isn't in
Gotta
first
kill
person
Kenny
and doesn't play like the console
somehow.
variants for obvious reasons, but instead adopts a side-on platformer and puzzler
It's funny,
gameplay style.
this got turned
In each
into
level,
Mary Kate.
Kenny
Oh
is
yeah,
trapped, sometimes in a microwave.
I wonder
It's up to
how
the three others to rescue him.
how
The cool
exactly
gimmick, if you will, is that you
they
can switch
did that.
between
Like,
Cartman, Stan,
this
and
doesn't
Carl
look
at will to achieve that
like it
objective.
would
Each has
fucking
their own talents.
fit their
Cartman can
games.
swim, Carl is really good at jumping,
Because
and Stan can
weren't their
activate
games all
switches
about
that
just
release Kenny,
fucking
as well as being able to throw Cartman at enemies,
going
which is
shopping
the
or
only
something
way you can
dumb?
attack in this game. Full teamwork is required here, since many talents rely on others.
Going
For
to
instance,
department
jumping on
stores
top of
and
Carl is
fucking
handy,
picking
since he
out
can jump
some
and carry
clothes.
passengers to higher locations, while Cartman can, in tandem, carry Stan or Carl across the water. On a basic level, the overarching
I guess
goal
as
is
a
to get
puzzle
Stan to the
game,
switch while getting someone else to stand
this
in
is
front of
kind
Kenny.
of
Once the
kind of
switch is
cool.
activated, however, it only opens Kenny's enclosure for a certain amount
Switching
of time.
between
I'm not sure
characters,
why someone needs to be standing in front
kind
of
of
him to
like
finish the level,
the Lost
but that's how it
Vikings.
is.
That's a good
While
game.
carrying out this task, there is a time limit that changes from level
Yeah,
to
to
level,
switch
as well as
characters
plenty
to
of
do
dangers like
different
zombies,
different
moving multiple
puzzles and
adults,
whatever.
and of course the visitors. After finishing each segment of levels, which are based around certain locales of South Park, there is a boss fight.
I wonder
usually with a known character
what
from
their
the show
different
who's been
powers are
thrown
though.
on
Like,
Kenny by the aliens, which consists of either climbing up a large
what
level
did
one at a
Cartman
time while
do?
avoiding projectiles, or throwing Cartman and just
Kyle
running
and
away.
Stan.
There are
What's
collectibles
the
scattered around each
difference?
level too, which, if all correctly
Looks like they all
collected,
play
give
the
access
same.
to a bonus round at the end of each portion.
This actually got
South
leaked
Park is not a
online.
short game.
I should
There are
stream it.
many
Oh,
levels,
the
so don't expect to bust this out
playable.
on a Saturday
Alright,
afternoon
yeah.
if you come across the ROM. It's kind of sad, really. A lot of work was obviously done creating this in the late
Is the
90s.
game
It's only
actually
now that we can enjoy the
fully
fruits of someone's
complete though?
labor. If you are stretched for time, be aware that there is a
I think
password
the
system that spouts
top
one out
video
after every
was
5 or 6 levels that can be relied on if you run out of life.
the full game, it says. Full game, yeah. Let's see how far they got. Oh, that the title screen is fully colored then. But then the game itself, they have limited colors. Let's see. Yeah, once you play the game, they have all the colors taken out. Oh, that's a little spaceship. Okay, like the first episode. I think that was the first episode, right? Cartman gets probed or something. It was called. Cancelled Haunted Mansion GBA game based on Eddie Murphy. Haunted Mansion got leaked too. Oh, I thought they would have released that. Like, that seemed like a big movie, so I'm surprised they canceled that. Let's see, so you got a ton of little puzzles. It's 2 hours or something. 2.5 hours. Let's see, how does it end? It looks like it does have an ending, oh shit. You're inside of the spaceship now, it looks like. Or what the fuck? Oh, that's a turkey, right? The turkey's the final boss. Why were the video games focused on turkeys and shit? What the hell? I know about that. Oh, the canceled Superman game. There's a live strong. Wait, there's like a strong mode 7 effect in that game. On the Superman one, pieces of it are headed straight for South Park. We better get inside it before they hit. Hey Kenny, that's. Oh, I thought it was the meteor gonna kill him. Nope, it's a truck. Oh, now they're gonna kill him with the meteor, right? Yeah. Gross. Who gives a shit? What the- Someone get me a fucking wiener before I die. For once, I agree with your big fat mouth, Carmen. Let's go eat. I knew you'd come around to my way of thinking. What a great way to end. What the hell do you mean, fat mouth? Come back here and say that. The end. What a great ending. Ding 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 ding. The end. There's a South Park Thanksgiving episode with mutant turkeys. Oh yeah, I know that's where they got it from, but to make all the games like have turkeys, like it seems kind of weird. They couldn't come up with anything else. This Superman. Let's see that Superman game. Oh, it was based on Batman versus Superman,
In the aftermath of a failed partnership with
or
Sony,
Man of
developer
Steel or
Factor
something.
5 Inc. entered an experimental phase in late
And Factor
2000.
5 made Star Wars, Rogue Squadron and all that.
This
So
involved
they
pitching
were
a
a good
variety
company
of
and
games
shit.
to publishers, like their attempt at doing Kid Icarus with Nintendo. What emerged
Oh yeah,
from these months
I
of
still gotta see that.
negotiations was
Kid
what would
Icarus
later turn out to be their
looked
last
super
major
weird.
title in development. This was their spin on the classic DC comic superhero character, Superman. A project with lofty ambitions, this was one team's sincere attempt to do the property justice and succeed where others had failed before them. Established in March 2007, Brash Entertainment was a publisher that attempted to build a business
really?
exclusively out of licensed video games. With a base of operations on Sunset Boulevard, they built themselves as Hollywood's first ever video game publisher. It enjoyed a promising start,
Oh,
raising
really? What the
$400 million with large
fucking
investments from a number of private equity firms. Receiving
Factor
a lot of
5
publicity in its
was
first
the
months,
first
every
Hollywood Hollywood-based video game company. Oh shit, the Chipmunks video game.
They struck a deal with Warner
Fuck.
Brothers to publish a number of games based around DC Comics superhero characters, including The Flash and Superman. Factor 5's involvement with Brash's Superman project came about due to their years of experience with flight games, primarily from the Star Wars Rogue Squadron series.
Yeah, those games were cool.
Their PS3 exclusive for Sony, they began to
Oh,
pitch for Superman in late
that Larry game
2007.
was a disaster. I remember they said it was really fucked up. They didn't really finish it, or
These ranged from the
it just sucked.
Zod to more obscure choices such as Brimstone. The team explored the IP extensively, contemplating the gallery of rogues that would feature in this theoretical
Dark
Superman
Side.
title. Brash, however, didn't just want them to produce a completely standalone game. It was meant to, in some way, tie into an upcoming
Alvin
Superman
and
movie,
the
which was being
Chipmunks
worked
Wii.
on in the very
I'm
early
sure you got that
phases
one right.
at Warner Brothers. This was a sequel to
You
Bryan
bought
Singer's
that one, that
2006
game.
film, Superman
Chipmunks on
Returns.
the on
Singer
Wii.
planned to direct the follow-up, which is said to have involved a fairly world-destroying plot, with big-screen live-action debuts from major villains like Darkseid and Brainiac planned. It would have released
Brainiac.
in 2009
Oh,
under
shit.
the title Man of Steel, not to be confused with the unrelated Zack Snyder movie from 2013. Initially, Warner Brothers had expected the film to enter
Oh, okay,
production
it's
not
not
too long
related
after
to
the release of
anything
Returns,
Zack Snyder.
but Singer made
This was
decision to
the
take a
old,
short break from superhero movies to do
the first
historical thriller
reboot
Valkyrie
or
20th
whatever
Century Fox. This pushed the schedule
of
back a
Superman.
year, but it was still
Superman
expected to begin
Returns.
when Singer was ready. In March 2008, the
Actually,
collaboration deal
I
between
don't
Brash and Factor
have that.
5 was
I'm
announced.
surprised I
According
don't
to the initial
own
press
that.
release,
Yeah.
the title they were working on together would
Yeah,
be
it
disclosed
sounds
in
like
July of 2023.
whenever
This never happened
some
because the game by
some
that
fucked up
time was
game
still only in
comes
early
up,
pre-production
you
and
say,
was not
"Oh, I
ready to be
got that."
shown. For the first months of
I bought
2008,
that way
Factor
back
5
when.
had mapped out their plans to take on the Man of Steel.
Or
Although the game would have
if
featured
you don't have
characters
it,
set to appear
you
in
just
Bryan
ordered it.
Singer's sequel
Like,
movie, Darkseid and Brainiac, its roster of villains extended well beyond that. It drew upon the different corners of the expanded
oh,
DC
Livewire,
universe,
I think
including
that's
Firestorm
that
villainess Killer Frost, for example. Essentially,
Frost.
any
Oh shit,
character that the team thought would make for an
Brimstone.
interesting
Oh,
showdown
never heard of
was put
him.
under
He looks
consideration.
cool.
At first, the project was referred to internally under the codename of Blue Steel. This
Blue
was an
Steel.
amalgamation of a few different
Fucking Ben
cultural
Stiller.
references. One was obviously
Another Ben
hinting at
Stiller
Superman's
reference.
popular nickname, the Man of Steel, as well as one of the main colors featured in his costume. But
His
this was
Zoolander,
also a nod to Blue Harvest, the
fucking
working title of Star Wars Return
the
of
name
the
of
Jedi, which
his
George
face
Lucas
or whatever,
used to
his
mask the
pose.
film's production from the
Blue
media.
Steel.
Early on into pre-production, it was decided that Blue Steel would be an open-world game taking place in and around Metropolis. It was set to be a
It's
fairly
funny they
vast
called it
and
that,
detailed
Blue Steel.
landscape, with plenty for Superman to see and do around the city. The lead development platform was the PS3, since the company had
Kinda
experience with the
like how
console
Star
from the
Wars
time on
was
there,
codenamed
already had
Blue
the necessary
Harvest
development kits at their disposal.
back when they were
An
making the
Xbox
first one, I
360 port
guess.
of the PlayStation 3 game was planned
They had
too,
to keep the
though,
name
as was a
secret.
version of the game for
So
the
they,
Nintendo Wii.
I don't know
Factor
why
5's
though. Like
management
nobody
were big
even knew
fans
what
of
the
the
fuck
Wii
Star
and wanted
Wars
to work
was.
with Nintendo's console at every
But I
given
guess they
opportunity. Although
didn't want
Brash had
anybody
actually only ordered it for
to
the
check it out,
Xbox
so they
360
they
and
gave it the most
PS3,
boring
they were insistent
title,
that a Wii version
Blue
be made as
Harvest.
well. The publisher wasn't paying them extra to develop the Wii game alongside its HD cousin. It was being made out of their enthusiasm for the hardware. If there was one aspect above all that the team
Damn,
was
look at those
determined
old
about getting
computers.
right, it was the control system.
Shit.
To them, the project would
They had to
essentially
work really
live or
hard
die upon
to
whether or
fucking
not
make
they could
anything
construct a control
like
interface
this.
players
That
would
looks
respond well to.
pretty
From their
advanced
point of
for
view, the game not
computers
only
from
needed
20
to
years
capture
ago.
the raw power of Superman's abilities, it needed to feel natural. They understood the difficulties of this, how hard it would be to combine the various aspects of his
Hell yeah.
repertoire, like his heat vision, with precise and
This
reliable
seems like a
flight
big
controls.
fucking
It was
game
a
to take on
challenge that
and
they
actually make
enthusiastically
it
accepted. To
good.
demonstrate their ideas, a
A
target
big
video was
open world
produced for
game with
internal use in around
superpowers
summer
and all that.
2008. The video portrayed a showdown between Superman and Doomsday. A
Doomsday.
preview of just one of many fights planned for the game. It showed the level of graphical fidelity
Shit.
they were aiming for and some of their planned controls.
It's messed up how they
One of the
treated
central
Doomsday
mechanics the team had
in
outlined is
that
shown off during
Batman
it.
versus
The ability to
Superman
grapple
movie.
and charge them through solid
I mean,
structures to
Doomsday
weaken them. It was
deserves
hoped
an
that
entire
players would be
movie,
able to
like,
do this to just about any building in
just
the open world,
to
as
himself.
the
Like,
destruction is dynamically rendered in real time.
the death
Even
of
for
Superman
Far Cry 5, a
should have
company that
been
was
one
revered for its
movie by
technological
itself.
ability, this mechanic had high ambitions of pushing the hardware to its limits. Midway into the year, the project suddenly found itself
And then
jeopardized
the
by
Return of
external
Superman
circumstances
should have
beyond
been
the
another
control
one.
of the developers. Having finished his movie Valkyrie,
The
Bryan
Death
Singer
and
was now
Return
hoping
of
to continue
Superman.
work on his Superman Return sequel. It was at this point that Warner Bros. Told him that over the course of his time away, they
Oh
had
no,
changed
they
their
fucked it up.
minds. They no longer
Just
wanted
like
to
they
move
ruined
forward with his Man of
Venom.
Steel movie and had lost
They
interest
ruined
in producing
Doomsday.
a Superman film within the near future.
Made them all
WB had decided to
fucking
put the film series on ice and planned to
like
reboot it 7 years
unrecognizable.
down the
Really,
line, which they later did with the
I didn't think
2013
that
movie,
Doomsday looked
coincidentally
right.
also named Man of Steel. While the demise of
Like
Singer's
everyone said, he
project
looked
did not
like a
mean that Man of
troll
Steel would in turn be cancelled,
from Lord of
it
the
still
Rings.
was potentially bad news for
Like
the
they
game.
just used
It
the
meant that
graphics
since the video game would no
from
longer
that movie
tie
from the
into it,
first
Warner Bros.
Lord
was
of the
now not
Rings,
as politically
the
motivated to
cave
see it
troll
to
or whatever the
completion.
hell.
If it ever ran into problems with, for example, funding, the odds of WB
And just
helping
said,
the
"This is
developers out
Doomsday."
were now significantly less.
For
Once
the
the Singer
last
movie
5
was out
minutes
of the
of that
equation,
movie,
Rush
what
and
the
Factor
fuck?
5 kept the project going
I thought
as a
this was
completely
Batman
standalone
versus Superman,
It took on a slightly different
and they threw
identity
in Wonder
as
Woman.
more
Like,
of a
what a
celebration of the
fucking pile of
character's
shit
history.
that
There
was.
was no grand scheme for a
Wonder
story
Woman,
worked out at
Doomsday,
any
all in
point.
the last
Nobody
like
on the
5
team
minutes.
considered themselves much of a writer,
So
but
stupid.
what they did want to do
The
was
direction
build
of
a
that
plot
movie,
that
man.
would pay homage to some of Superman's most iconic
Look at that.
battles.
That looks
The
awesome.
scope of their source material wasn't limited to the comic
They
books. They were also
couldn't do
calling
that.
upon classic scenes from the film series. One sequence in particular they were hoping to recapture was Superman's famous fight against General Zod and his fellow Kryptonian warriors from Superman 2. The team developed a variety of rough gameplay concepts and animations to embody some
Save
of their
the
ideas,
bridge.
such as one early
Oh,
test
they
scene
couldn't
in
have
which
his cape
Superman
right
has
here.
to use his heat vision to prevent a damaged bridge from collapsing.
Fuse the bridge
This period of
together.
experimenting with different characters and making concept scenarios went on for months, lasting to the end of development. Again, there was no concrete idea for a plot. The
That
purpose of
Doomsday
this
looks
was to
better
compile a list of all
than the movie
essential
one they came
Superman
up with.
components, boiling the property down to its most
Yeah, that
interesting
looks cooler.
heroes,
Fuck.
villains, and
They
set
couldn't do
pieces
that.
could feasibly work within the context of a video game. Alongside Darkseid and Brainiac, there were plans to add Bizarro,
Oh yeah,
Darkseid,
Darkseid looked like
Calabac,
shit
and
too.
of course,
In
the
that
Man of
Justice
Steel's
League movie,
time-honored human nemesis,
Zack
Lex Luthor.
Snyder,
Another concept they
fucking
had come up with
director's
revolved
cut.
around the malevolent cyborg
He looked
Metallo.
pretty
Superman
pretty
would have first
lame.
fought
I
him
don't
in
know,
his
kind of
standard
generic looking
exoskeleton
ass.
form. Once Metallo was critically damaged, he would have absorbed the buildings around him to transform himself.
Not only
into a
that, but
giant
he
metallic
wasn't given
monstrosity.
much to do. He was
Desperate
kind
last
of a
bid to
weak
turn the tide of
character. They
battle.
kicked
In
his
addition
ass
to
in the
this host of
beginning, and that was
baddies,
it.
Factor 5 was hoping to include appearances from other key heroes, namely Supergirl.
He's
This
supposed
and
to
other
be
flying characters
a
would have been made
devastating
fully playable in a multiplayer
ultimate
mode they had
bad guy,
outlined.
and
What
they
exactly this would have
fucking
entailed is
just
not
take care
known,
of him right
however,
away in
as it was never
the
worked
beginning
on
of the
to a
movie.
great
Like,
extent.
get the fuck
This
out
is
of here,
true of a
Darkseid.
lot of Blue Steel, as the project was largely unable to advance beyond
Superman
the drawing
64
board.
Part
In
2.
November 2008, news of a
Even
disaster
more
was in
rings
the
to
air.
fly
The
through.
game's publisher, Brash Entertainment,
I
was on
never
the
actually
verge of
played that
declaring
shit, man.
bankruptcy. As
I
a
should check
company in
that
its
out. Let me
infancy,
download
this
that
turn of
fucking
events
pile
came
of
as a
shit.
shock to many, but was the outcome of a string of ill-advised
See
business decisions.
how
The
bad that
collapse of
is.
Brash came about from an assortment of underlying
Have you played it,
issues that
Macas?
eventually manifested themselves
Superman
into a perfect
64?
storm, chief among which was their lack of experience. Their CEO, Mitch Davis,
Yeah, I
had
don't think
no
I even
prior experience in
attempted to
video
play
game
it.
publishing,
Shit.
and nobody else on their board of directors had even worked
It's like
in
after
the
all
industry. Where
all
things really
the
took a turn for the worse was
videos,
after
the
the
Angry
company
Video
signed a
Game
deeply
Nerd
misjudged
and other
deal with
people
Fox to produce
talking
tie-ins
about it,
based
I was
around
like,
some of their upcoming
shit,
animated
it's not even
features.
worth
Brash
checking
had
out, is
initially
it?
approached them in the hopes of creating a Night at the Museum video game, and were told that in order to gain access to that property, they would need to sign a contract obligating them to do several other games first.
Wait, what was
These
it called?
titles would
Well,
use notably less
it didn't
valuable IPs
come out
like the movies Jumbo
where I
and Space Chimps. On top of that, since the films they were linked with were due to come out within the following 12 months,
I
it
found a
gave their
different
development teams
Superman
less
Game.
To fully develop these games.
I think, wait, is this the same one? Was it actually called Superman, The New Adventures of Superman?
Taking on projects with rush development cycles like these cheapen the Brash brand and quickly
I thought it was called Superman 64. Was that not the real name?
As they were finally gaining access to more valuable intellectual property like
I had Night at the Museum. Why did they make a game out of that? That sounds like a bad idea right off the bat. Yeah, wasn't Superman actually called Superman 64, or was that just what everyone just decided to call it?
And shut down. At Factor 5, they now faced a crisis. With the loss of their publisher, their Superman title was now up against the possibility
Superman, the new Superman Adventures, commonly referred to as Superman 64. Oh, okay, that is it. What the hell?
The game was far from complete.
Alright, I guess got it. Let me extract it.
Aside from some documents identifying potential,
I still have it too. You fight people with a flashlight. Okay, yeah, I was wondering, like, what exactly do you do in that fucking game? You're Ben Stiller's character, right? You're a security guard. What kind of dumb shit could they come up with for that?
When the first signs of trouble loomed, Factor 5's management had the opportunity to shelve Superman and lay off a handful of staff members to keep the studio open and working on other projects. As opposed to this, they would gamble with the company's future by using their own limited monetary resources to pay for the next month of development themselves.
Yeah, let's see. I'll give this a shot.
However, the game
even though I know it's gonna be bad.
Meaning that a substantial financial investment was required. In fall 2008, during the height of the global financial crisis, that was a hard sell to say the least. At first, the developers at Factor 5 were kept in the dark about Brash's impending doom.
A collection of,
when their wages for November were transferred,
64 games. In case I don't have it, I probably avoided fucking adding it.
Promised that they would receive what they were owed by the following payday.
And
a couple of weeks
64.
later, the truth was out, and Egrecht confessed that Brash's closure meant that nobody would be paid unless a new publishing partner was found. The development team, despite their uncertainty about
yeah, it looks like I don't have it, so this is gonna be new.
On December 1st, they weren't reimbursed for November. Instead, the situation worsened due to Factor 5's failure to pay premiums.
That's gonna be the
lost their health benefits. By mid-December, Factor 5 had
what did I call this? The Choose a Game?
Their plan to attract a new publisher was clearly not working.
Macus chose
the studio's fate was sealed.
Choose a game to play.
To employees,
even though you didn't use the points, this is gonna count as choose a game.
Months of work went unpaid, resulting in a series of
that's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Omega Mac 10 just redeemed. Choose a game to play.
Oh yeah, so I just wanted to show that. Wait, can I pick one? Oh, you want to pick another game on top of that? That was gonna count that as the one you picked. But yeah, go ahead. Maybe I'll get sick of Superman right away. I mean, I'm sure I will. Yeah, throw another one in there. Oh, is that it? The link? Let's see. Oh, that's the Kid Icarus video. Oh shit, what the? It's weird the way they drew him. Looks like he has a fucking football player neck. Two Stupid Dogs was pretty cool.
In the late
Yeah, I remember
a
that
torrent
show.
of
Like,
rumors swept the internet about
it was like
Nintendo's long-dormant Kid Icarus
an old
series
school
on the
cartoon,
Wii. A number
but it
of
was in
small
the
sites
90s,
claimed
right?
that such a game was in development before IGN's
But
Matt
it
Casamassina
felt like an old
acknowledged its existence on the
Hanna-Barbera
site's
cartoon, like one
Nintendo
of their
podcast.
original
According to him, the
old
game was set
school
to be unveiled
cartoons.
at E3 2008, but as the event came and went, Kid Icarus Wii was nowhere to be seen. The hearsay would persist for years later, without the title ever surfacing, and a curious lack of developers coming out of the woodwork to verify its existence. Thus, we are left with many questions. Did such a project ever truly exist? If so, what was it, and what happened to it? To make sense of it all, we must first revisit the history of one of Nintendo's recurring partners throughout the noughties. Factor 5 Inc. was the US arm of game developer Factor 5 based in San Rafael, California. The company built a strong relationship with Nintendo around the turn of the 21st century. The full extent of this collaboration was never divulged officially, but the two grew close after the Star Wars Rogue Squadron series came about. The first released in
all those Star Wars games look great, man. Like,
64. Finding success with
that company was
machine, Factor 5
pretty
then
damn
pledged its
good.
sequel, Rogue Leader, as a GameCube exclusive, which released alongside the console. The GameCube ultimately didn't take off in quite the way they had hoped for, but Nintendo gave credit to Factor 5's launch effort as one of the reasons for it finding initial success. As their partnership proved fruitful,
that's
Factor 5
the first game I bought, actually. When I got the GameCube, I got that
Squadron game, Rebel Strike, was released
Rogue
in
Leader.
2003, and as work was underway on their Secret of Nintendo game, the company began planning a fourth installment. The developers at Factor 5 were determined to make the next game radically different, and believed the logical way forward for the series was the introduction of online play. Unfortunately for them, this was not an avenue which Nintendo was majorly interested in pursuing. They refused to embrace online
Nintendo gave them the
GameCube and showed further
Kid
reluctance
Icarus
as they planned their next system.
project.
That this was still the correct path
Pretty
to keeping
crazy.
Rogue Squadron fresh, Factor 5, albeit on good terms,
Why does it sound like he's
drifted apart
saying
from Nintendo,
Factor?
and their remaining GameCube game was cancelled. From there,
Factor
they partnered
5.
with Microsoft, who offered to help them realize their vision for Rogue Squadron 4 using Xbox Live. This was one of a few projects on the table during their days developing for Xbox, though in the end, none of them would come to be. With unforeseen shifts in the management of Microsoft Game Studios, Factor 5 lost support for their games in development. In 2004, with their Microsoft contracts
That was
falling
awesome.
apart,
Taking
they were
down
soon
those
tapped by Shuhei Yoshida to
AT-ATs or
collaborate with
ATs,
Sony.
whatever.
The two entered a
However you
partnership
say
deal
those.
midway through the year, which was
The name of
intended
those
to produce
things.
multiple exclusive titles for the PlayStation
Oh,
3. However,
Splinter.
this was
What
yet
the fuck was
another
that?
alliance that
It looked like
eventually turned
Splinter.
sour. Lair, their flight combat game made from the remnants of a cancelled Rogue Squadron for the Xbox 360,
Oh, yeah,
encountered
Lair.
a plethora of issues during its development. Factor 5 thus failed to meet the terms of their agreement with Sony, which
It
specified
looks like
that
a
Lair
cool
would be ready
idea,
in time
this
for the
dragon
North
game,
American launch
but
window of the PS3 in 2006.
it was all
This led
buggy
to the
and fucked
subsequent
up.
cancellation of their other Sony projects, including a strategy RPG rife with bloody
Whoa,
violence
what the
called
fuck?
Animal Wars, and Virus, a shoot-'em-up planned for PSN. While
Damn,
Factor 5
had a bunch of
situation was on the
interesting
decline,
projects.
Nintendo meanwhile was preparing to launch their next system.
Yeah,
the
this
Wii.
guy always
At
pronounces
E3
Factor,
2006, the next Super Smash
yeah.
Bros. Game heading to the console,
Yeah, right. Like,
Brawl, made its debut.
I'm hearing
Among
it
the
weird
new
when
playable
he
characters
says
featured
it.
during the announcement trailer was none other than Pit, the central protagonist of the Kid Icarus series. This served as Pit's first major
Oh,
appearance
imagine
in
if
many
they
years, returning with a
they made
modernized
Pit
character
look
design
like
and a new bow capable of dividing into twin blades.
the more realistic one. That
Was a
would
surge in
have
fan
sucked.
demand for Kid Icarus to return with a new game on Nintendo's upcoming platform. As we know today, it would be a long time before these prayers were answered, but behind the scenes, Nintendo
He
was
looks way
listening.
better
By
the way Nintendo or whoever made that new Kid
the next
Icarus.
installment in the series was being discussed internally at length. Their first choice for who would develop the game, surprisingly, was not a division of their own. In March, they contracted Factor 5 Inc. to work with them on a Nintendo Wii revival of Kid Icarus. As Lair had failed to meet the expectations of Sony's higher-ups, their exclusive multi-game deal had been axed. Factor 5 would still be obligated to complete the game, but was now free to pursue additional ventures. In March 2007, this tightly veiled Kid
Maybe
Icarus
if they
became
didn't
their
try
first
to
new
make it
undertaking. Nintendo allowed the
realistic
developers a
looking.
fair share of creative freedom as they
They
began
probably
to
would have
experiment with the property. NCL's
made a
mission
good one.
statement outlined that it would be the first 3D game in the series to be built for the Wii, but outside of that,
But
they
it
were
seems
more or
like
less given free reign.
they were
For the
too
first
focused
several
on
months,
trying to
small
make
group
a
at Factor 5
realistic
found
looking
themselves in the
game.
thick of an extensive exploration, deliberating over
I
what a
bought
Kid Icarus
Lair?
could
No
be like.
way.
According to
You
one
got
member of the
Lair?
team
What the
who was
fuck?
party to the
And never
entirety of
played
its life
it.
cycle, the
What the
company's
fuck?
management held an iron grip
Nah,
over the
I
direction it
think
would
you could
take
see
and steered it
some
in what
reviews
not
that
everyone agreed
probably
with.
fucking tell you how bad it was. Let's see. Lair PS3 review. Yeah, I'm sure all the reviews are like this was a piece of shit. I hate this. The first video. Finally finished this terrible PS3 game I bought in 2007.
I would like to take you back to the early
He
life
made a
cycle of PlayStation 3
26-minute
again because
video
there was a
all about how much he hates this fucking
high
game.
profile exclusive that was slated to come out before the console even turned 1 year old on the market, and that was Lair by Factor 5, a fantasy driven full 6-axis motion based game.
Oh, it had
My
motion
young Ryan
controls
was very
too.
excited for this title,
Forgot
so
about
much so
that.
that despite reviews and the reception, I thought the
53.
trailers looked great, and so I bought it day one, and I still have my original copy right here that I never got rid of, I never
So
sold, and you'll
you
know
still
there was
have
a
it
long line on
wrapped
this
in
game because
plastic?
I also
Your
want
copy
the
of
guidebook,
Lair?
which
That'd
I
be
also did
impressive.
not get
You
rid of.
never opened the box?
Point is, I had to sit there and play the game for about
Shit.
20 minutes, and then I had to tell myself, because this was a hard truth at the time, oh no, the game's not good. I put it down, never went
I
back.
always try to
Until
play
recently. I finally finished Lair. I cataloged
even
my
if it's for like
experience. Here's what happened.
a few minutes, I'll try to play any game I bought
I never thought I
just
would
to at least
actually
say,
be
well, it
playing this
wasn't a
again for
total
real
waste of money if
and
I
trying to
played it.
finish. So, let's see how this goes. And I am definitely going to be using the 6-axis motion
Oh shit,
the way
he's
God
gonna
intended.
do the motion
There is an
control.
analog stick patch that's installed, but we will play it
Oh,
how Factor 5 intended.
you needed a patch to
And
use
also
the
at the time
analog
how
stick?
Sony was
That's
pushing that.
fucked up. So they wanted you to be
The game
forced
opens
to
with
play
sweeping vistas and an
moving the
explanation of the
control
world's
around.
growing fear, active volcanoes, which are slowly eroding the environment's
I don't
natural
think
resources.
I
The
ever
people of these lands are starting
really
to believe the
used the
volcanoes are a punishment from God. There's the
PlayStation
Mokai,
motion
a group that
control.
live in the
I
north
don't
who have
know.
harnessed the power of steam
Every game
technology,
felt
and then
kind
there's
of
the Assylians, a group that live
terrible
in the
using
south,
that.
close to environmentally rich
Moving the
resources.
entire
You play as
control
Roan,
kind
a
of
burner who is also a member of the
sucked.
Sky Guard. Burners being those that can tame and ride dragons, and the Sky Guard being the Assylians' air
I
force.
know they were just
From
trying to
here,
rip
there's a
off
brief
the
tutorial
Wii or
that gets you
whatever,
up to
but
speed with the
damn,
game's
that
controls.
none of the games
Tilt
felt
the
right.
6-axis wireless controller to ascend. Down to descend. How long is it going to take really before I hate this?
Right away. It doesn't react. No, it's open? Oh, okay. At least you opened it. You're one step
There we go.
closer to playing it.
That only took like 5
Yeah.
times. During a speech from the diviner,
See
Asilia's
how
religious
long you
leader,
could
about
play
how
it
the
with
Mokai are pagans and they're the ones
without
responsible
fucking
for
getting
everything.
sick of it.
An attack from the Mokai begins.
10
So Roan
minutes.
and the rest of the Sky Guard set out to
Then
defend their
you're
land
gonna be
in this
like,
first
nah,
ever mission.
that's enough.
Easy, girl.
Is it rare though? Is it a rare game to maybe you could sell it?
This is also where you
Sell
are
it
introduced to
for
the
a good
basic how
price or
combat
something?
layer revolves around, where you learn to lock on and shoot fireballs at enemy naval ships or dragons, and get into one-on-one dogfights. Oh, the 180 thing just does not work, man.
Yeah,
There's got
so
to be a way to, like,
controls fucking don't work.
make it reliably happen
Pretty
every time.
terrible.
I feel like it's not a flick. I feel like it's a... Yeah, it's not a... It's like a straight...
Oh, what was the previous video? We're watching something. Oh, the Kid Icarus one. Okay.
To extremes, outfitting Anja for what a new Kid Icarus could be like. According to one member
Yeah,
of the
let's
team
see
who
what
was party to
they
the
did to
entirety of
this.
its life cycle,
How
the
did this
company's
game go
management
wrong?
held an iron grip over the direction it would take and steered it in one not everyone agreed with. I discussed the concepting phase of Factor 5's Kid Icarus with David Lamera, who was one of the main
that was
artists on board the project.
their
The
first
managerial
mistake,
staff, as
making him
recounted
look
by Lamera,
real.
pushed the game down a quote-unquote more mature
Like he was
road.
never
The project
a
paid close
realistic
attention to the
character. He
source
was always a
material of the
cartoon.
original
Kid
NES game,
Icarus.
but took a bold departure from these
That's the way he
cartoonish
should
retro
look
origins, adopting a slightly
originally.
darker tone. Recognizable characters and enemies were present, yet reimagined for this new world, an evolution not dissimilar to the one Nintendo themselves once opted for with the Legend of Zelda series. They envisioned an older, more experienced Pit, highly skilled and hardened by combat. His appearance went through a myriad of revisions, ranging from a familiar
Don't like that
toga-clad hero
right away.
to a caped
That
warrior
look,
in black.
especially
Many
when they
options were under consideration,
try to
as the
make him look
project's
cool
central
with a
ideas
black
fluctuated
fucking
throughout
outfit.
2007. Some took the gritty angle to
Like he's one of the
extremes,
fucking
outfitting
X-Men
angelic hero in
from
battle armor of
from
his
the
magic
first
in
X-Men
simple white
movie.
robes. The end product fell somewhere in the middle. There were many ideas for Pit's weapons being tossed around too. One concept, inspired by
Damn,
the
I
Smash
haven't played the Kid
imagined his
Icarus
bow as being
3DS
concealed in
game
two separate
either.
sheaths
Shit.
at his hips that could be combined for ranged attacks or
Yeah, I
swung in
never had a
close quarters.
3DS,
Factor
so
5
shit,
developed several rough
I
ideas
could
for a
never
story
check out a
during their
bunch of
time
them.
working
Bunch
on
of
Kid Icarus,
3DS
but
games.
aesthetics and
I would
narrative
want
was
to
never the
though.
project's focus. They were all devised in service of the core gameplay experience they were hoping to create, which was dramatically different from the
I messed
2D
up and got rid of
side-scroller of old. Their vision for Kid Icarus
the
saw
3DS
Pit taking to the
emulator I
skies,
had.
armed
Like
with the ability to fly
accidentally
freely for the
threw it
first
in
time ever.
the
In their
trash.
game, he was no longer limited to fluttering, but was an
I don't know
experienced
what I
flyer
was
who
doing.
could shoot down
I
enemies
just
with his
fucking
bow and
dumped it
arrow
in there,
in
and then
tandem. Introducing this element of
I
flight
think
combat
it
called upon the
automatically
studio's years of experience
deleted,
from
or
early
I
squadron
didn't know
games
what I was
and attempt
deleting.
to capitalize on their
I mean,
strengths.
empty the
They put an
trash, and
interesting
I didn't
twist on the
realize it was in
franchise
there.
in its transition to 3D. Their idea of aging Pit up to
Gotta
a young adult was
get all that
simply a
back.
natural leap in logic for the story to take.
'Cause
In
I
order
think
to
I
give
got
context to his
the
new power.
3DS
In August,
Icarus on
work
there.
finally began on a prototype for the game as their time on Lair came to an end and more developers became available. By now, it had been assigned the simple working title, Icarus. Although
Oh
that's not
shit,
to say it would have
they
omitted
did
the
that
Epic
thing where they
completely.
changed the title.
Before development commenced on the prototype, Nintendo had expressed a desire for the game to
Icarus.
at least represent in some manner their current
He's
version
he's
of the
not a
character
kid anymore.
as seen in Smash Bros. They even went as far as having their in-house artists at NCL create a 3D character model for the demo to potentially make use of. I was able to obtain a glimpse of it, which shows the design was almost identical to the one seen in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Interestingly, they included one of the 3 sacred treasures from Kid Icarus as objects, the Mirror Shield. Please note that this was merely a test
whoa.
animation,
The
and the
fuck?
creature in the clip was actually from another project Factor 5 was working on, a planned reboot of Turrican. Sometimes their artists
Oh.
would blend assets from different projects for experiments such as this. Despite Nintendo's
I thought that
suggestion,
was
Factor 5's
a
management
fucking
decided
alien from
against
Metroid
including
or
it in their
something.
prototype and moved forward with making their own model of
Uh-oh,
Adult Pit from
the
scratch.
serious
With
Kid
that
Icarus
said,
right there.
their greater plan for the theoretical full game was to
Oh,
have
where's
the player
the
begin their journey controlling
where's the
him
Grim
as his
Reaper in
more
the?
traditional
Is there
younger self.
a
One
Grim
work
Reaper in
in
the new
progress draft
the
of the plot
3DS
summary they had illustrates how the story might have
Kid
utilized
Icarus?
this form of the character. In this iteration, the game
That was one of
begins
my
with
favorite
Pit
things
in
about
Skyworld. It would have
about
taken
the first
place not
game,
long
the
after the original title, when,
little
in
Grim Reaper
mysterious
and that
circumstances,
music.
he finds himself banished from Skyworld by his mistress Lady Palutena, accused of
His
crimes
mistress?
against the Heavenly
What?
Kingdom. Years pass, and he would have matured into an adept warrior from defending the overworld. His
Ooh,
wings now finally strong enough
not
for
that
flight.
one.
It
Boo.
is around this point at which a new darkness would
So
start
what is that?
engulfing the earth, and Pit sets off to put an end to this rising evil, hopefully finding his redemption. In many of the earlier concepts, Factor 5's artists explored how to best personify his descent from Palutena's graces through his design.
Wings hidden.
One or two of them portrayed him with blackened wings and a demonic arm warped by dark magic. Another placed him in
What?
broken shackles. The most common idea was a tattoo on his arm, either a symbolic image or a literal inscription of a supposed crime in an ancient language. This suggestion in particular was being strongly considered, but eventually fell by the wayside. Of course, these
This
were
seems like
really
stuff that
ideas for a
ended
potential
up
game
becoming
by former workers. Largely, very
that
little of
that
was
other game,
indicative of
Phoenix,
anything
is
featured
it
in the
called?
playable
Some
demonstration.
shit.
In their list of priorities, the
What
plot
was
had
that?
no close
Zelda
secondary to the
clone?
gameplay
Breath
and
of the
was
Wild?
mostly a patchwork of
Fucking
vague
copycat?
concepts from staff members. The Icarus prototype was developed primarily over several months.
Who
by a
made
team
that? Was that
comprising around
secretly
20
Factor
people
5 that
across
made
different departments of the company. In the end, two
it was
separate
like
3D
Phoenix
models
with
for
a
the
Y or
were
some
put
shit?
together.
Phoenix
One was slightly
Game?
more simple and cartoony, whereas the
Phoenix
other took a more
Rising.
photorealistic approach.
Yeah,
Having a scar on his
Immortals
right cheek.
Phoenix
Both were
Rising.
made compatible with the playable demo. It consisted of one environment depicting a floating structure suspended in the sky for players to explore. Pit faced off against two different enemies during the stage, both loosely based around creatures from the first two games. These were
The realistic Kid Icarus
as well as an
looks like
alternative version of
that's
the
what the
necklace
hell
from the NES game, now
they
with
ended
three
up
eyes. Given
doing
that it
with
was an early
Phoenix
prototype, it was relatively bare
Rising.
bones in terms of looks, but was leaning towards a more gothic art style. It ran in Factor 5's in-house engine, which was used for all of their original Wii projects. This was an engine based around the technology used for Lair, translated for Nintendo system, that was apparently capable of 60
that
frames per
character
second,
Phoenix or
while
whatever
rendering a high
is
number of
basically
objects
Kid
on screen.
Icarus.
Julian Ebrecht, the former CEO of Factor 5, once described the framework as being
But the game is like they completely ripped off Breath of the Wild.
The game was controlled with the Wii's nunchuck peripheral for movement and the remote's pointer for aiming. Players could freely take off into the air at will, flying without limits, hovering and strafing to avoid attacks. Pit could launch his bow either on the ground or in midair, and was equipped with a wing dash attack,
I like that creature. What the hell?
while airborne. He would also have to collect orbs scattered throughout
Weird
the
ass
stage.
Jabba
By
the
March
Hutt looking
2008,
thing.
The first prototype was completed, but according to David Lamera and several other sources, this was the point at which the project began to fall apart. After a year in the works,
Well,
Factor 5 had delivered Icarus to representatives
this is
of
when it started to
Nintendo.
fall
Every
apart.
former developer I was able to discuss the project with had their own version of events, but the consensus is that
Get 'em.
NCL simply didn't
Kill
like
that
it.
blob.
One ex-Factor 5 worker, for instance, claimed that after some consideration, the direction was deemed too unorthodox for them to continue investing in it. Joe Spataro, a former animator who was involved with the demonstration, had this to say. With Icarus, I feel like we were missing the point. Nintendo sent us the model of Kid Icarus, very much like the one that appears in Smash Bros., but we didn't use it. We made our own version, and it was more mature, maybe even a little dark. It felt more like Devil May Cry. I knew Nintendo would never go for the adult version of Pit. In fact, I'd wager they took it as an insult that we didn't use their version. I reached
Hell
out
yeah.
to Julian Eggbrecht to see if he
That
would
was an
comment on the
insult,
game.
man.
Although
You're not
he
gonna
did
use
passively
Nintendo's
acknowledge the developer's
fucking
first-party Nintendo projects, he was not
already
able to comment further.
fucking
Most
cool
who had some
looking
form of interaction with the
Pit.
project are reluctant to describe it as simply a pitch, but rather a period of experimental pre-production between the
and
two
make
companies.
this shit
It stands
instead.
today as an unconventional first attempt to revive Kid Icarus for the modern day, a bold alternative vision of the franchise that wasn't meant to be. With Icarus no more, NCL eventually put Masahiro Sakurai in charge of the next Kid Icarus. Factor 5 undeterred pitched
Factor
for another
5.
Nintendo IP.
He
and
said it
the
again, that
relationship
bastard.
continued. At the same time, they'd embarked
He
upon
keeps
what
getting
would be
away
one of
with
their
it.
last major projects, a multi-platform Super Mario game.
Factor 5. Burner. Oh shit, was wanted to see this.
Usually in the
1995 brought us a couple of
Oh, that's kind of quiet.
a pair of dumb friends, a grunt, and a handful of superheroes.
Oh,
Welcome
that's
to the
why.
review. Today we're taking a look at 10 short-lived cartoons from 1995. Leave us a comment below if
This
you
is a
remember watching any of
Cool
these.
looking video. I wanted to
Number
finish
10,
watching.
Two Stupid Dogs. Originally airing on TBS, the series did technically hold
Oh,
down to
TBS.
full
That's where it
seasons.
first
It made
came
its
out.
debut in fall of 1993 and its demise
Yeah, I
comes
kind of remember
spring of
this
95.
show jumping
For such a
around
long stretch of time, the
different
show
channels.
somehow got away with only ever producing 26 episodes in total. Touted as the Hanna-Barbera's response to the success
Weird ass
of
green thing.
Nickelodeon's The Ren and
My
Stimpy Show, which was
my
one of the first
disappointment
free
is
Nicktoons produced
immeasurable, and
alongside
my
Doug
day is
Rugrats in
ruined.
91, and had seen a
Yeah,
continuous rise in popularity
that
ever
would fit
since.
in
Intentionally
with
rooted
one of
times
Noah's
impact with
little
fully
videos.
anticipated and eccentric humor, Two Stupid Dogs is a hard title to forget.
The Kid
Especially
Icarus
with that
failed
repetitive intro theme yelling the
failed
title into
remake
viewers' faces countless
ruined
times
my
during
day.
its marketing. Hanna-Barbera would opt to swap out the cat for a second
You ever
dog
see that guy
and
who
try their luck
reviews
at
fast
fitting their
food?
classic cartoon
Oh yeah,
style into a more
I
modern
recognize that
landscape
guy.
of
Yeah,
animated programs. Two
yeah,
Stupid Dogs would revolve
that's the
around
guy
a
that
strange pair of
Noah
striped
keeps using
humanoid toys, neither
for
of whom
any
stay on or off the
I guess
program, who generally wander around
movies
the
or
city,
games or some
getting
shit that
into
he doesn't
wacky
like.
misadventures.
He'll
The
use
smaller
that
the
clip
main
of that
duo
guy
has a fear
saying
of
that shit.
cats
Like,
and tends to
my day
suffer
is
the brunt
ruined.
of the misfortune that occurs during each comedy of errors laden episode. Big Dog is fixated on food at all times and not nearly as energetic as his spry counterpart. He's not as dumb as Little Dog, but that's not saying much. Episodes consisted of multiple stories featuring our main characters,
Yeah,
and
trying to be the
sandwiched
new
between would be
Ren
a
and
short of
Stimpy.
super secret Squirrel. Segments themselves are only a few minutes
Even
in
though
length,
Ren
so
and Stimpy
even new
barely
viewers
came
will
out,
find themselves quickly burning through the two short
I think
seasons.
that's
This
what
is
this was. Like
unfortunate
just
because most signs online point to the series
trying to
as being
take away
very
from
fondly
Ren and
remembered.
Stimpy's
The show was
popularity.
actually nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award, but
You got a
came in
little
second to
skinny
Nickelodeon's
dog and
mega popular
a big
Rugrats.
dumb fat
Even if
dog.
you've never caught an episode, you'll still most likely remember being bombarded
Pretty
by the
much
countless
that's ripping off
checkerboard bumpers Cartoon Network
the
would
Ren
fill
and
space
Stimpy
with,
formula.
featuring these two exceedingly stupid dogs. Number 9, The Moxie Show.
Oh shit, what is this? What the fuck? This looks terrible. The Moxie Show.
An anthology television series first airing as The Moxie Pirate Show in December of 93.
Oh, Cartoon
making it
Network.
the first original show on Cartoon Network. Up until
Oh
then,
shit,
it
that
had
was their
relied
first
solely upon
original
reruns of
show.
old
The fuck?
cartoons, since Turner Broadcasting
Never heard of
System
it.
had
What the
launched
fuck?
the new
Crazy.
network the year prior. On November 6, 1994, with the introduction of Flea, the show was rebranded and relaunched as The Moxie Show and changed to a half-hour format. That's a full half-hour shorter than the previously Moxie Pirate episodes would play on Sunday nights. Cartoon Network wanted to create both a mascot that would perform animated skits in between airings and a live host for special events. Enter Moxie, the anthropomorphic dog, voiced by the unmistakable and pitch-challenged Bobcat Goldthwait. Moxie
Oh shit,
supposedly
what?
works for Cartoon Network as a janitor, but
Bobcat
secretly hijacks
Goldthwait,
the signal
shit.
every Sunday to broadcast from his makeshift closet studio. Made up of a classic cartoons interspliced with shorts featuring commentary from Moxie. Easily recognizable to most would be their list of regularly incorporated reruns, including Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, and Popeye, leftovers from the dark age of animation. Some viewers will remember
The
Pendulum,
Dark
the
Age.
comedy magic duo Penn and Teller, voicing the show's new arrival, Flea. Others might be more familiar with Flea's voice being supplied by Chris Rock further into the
Chris
series
Rock.
run. Reception was generally poor all around.
Crazy, what the
Even
fuck?
worse, Moxie himself was called out as being the most overhyped and disappointing new cable television host this fall. One
Oh,
episode was
so
broadcast under the moniker The Moxie and Flea Show.
he was like
but whether
Poochie
that was an oversight or
on
an
The
attempt to
Simpsons,
build
where
interest, the world may never know. The Moxie
nobody
Show
liked
has
him.
never aired since or been released for purchase, making it at
All
the
the
time
kids fucking
lost
hated
media.
Poochie and
Number
they
8,
hated
The Brothers
Moxie.
Grunt.
They're always out on the hunt. Yeah, out of their mind.
Oh, this fucking show is crazy.
In the early 90s, MTV's Beavis and Butthead was coming
The
under fire
Brothers
for being a
Grunts.
bad
Holy crap.
influence on children. MTV
I remember an
decided to
episode of
temporarily
Two
cancel
Stupid
Beavis and
Dogs
Butthead
where
to
they
make
go to
necessary
a
changes
strip
to the
club.
cast.
Holy
MTV
shit.
turned to Danny Antonucci for a replacement show. Believe it or not, this was the show. The Brothers Grunt was about the leader of the Grunts, Perry, who had escaped to live among humans. His 5 brothers, Frank, Dean, Bing, Sammy, and Tony, have to find him.
I like the
or else
artwork of
Brotherhood of Grunts
this
will
fucked up
cease to
show.
exist. Originally airing from August 15th, 1994 to
It
April
had a
9th,
Ren and Stimpy
1995,
style,
audiences will either love or hate the series based upon precisely the same reasonings. It met a barrage of negative
but it was
reception
just
after
weird and
premiering
shit. Like,
and is said to be considered one of the worst animated television shows ever made. Many found the art grotesque and the naming of the 5 characters after famous crooners from the 1950s to be anything but clever. The Chicago Tribune claimed MTV had created the most repulsive creatures ever to show up on a television screen. On the other hand,
shit.
some will have enjoyed every moment of crude toilet humor and treat the obscure title as a
Yeah,
cult classic.
I still
There
watched
will
it.
no
I don't
doubt
know.
be fans who tuned
It
into the
was
Brothers Grunt
gross,
and
but
continued to follow
whatever.
Antonucci's work
Fucking
right through to the more tame Ed, Ed, and Eddie series that ran on
oh
Cartoon
shit,
Network
that
for
the
6
same guy went
unreleased
on to do
seasons.
that. The
Fleer
fuck?
released trading cards based on the series in 1995 alongside
Trading
other sets
cards.
including The Head, The Max, and Beavis and Butthead, a relic of the time period displaying vividly rendered artworks
This guy who made
depicting
this, yeah,
counterculture
went on to
content,
make Ed, Ed, and
all in
Eddie.
the same vein as the Topps Garbage Pail Kids
Oh
trading
shit,
cards
yeah.
that came before
It
them,
always comes back
many
to
of which
Garbage
are
Pail
always worth
Kids.
checking out for the sake of nostalgia. Although 10 or so of these Brothers Grunt episodes have been
Everything
left
comes back
unaired
to
and
that
lost to
shit.
time, 6 had been located and uploaded to YouTube. Another partially reclaimed episode later surfaced, yet the remaining 3 episodes
Ooh,
rumored
fuck.
to have been produced
Pulling
have
his
still
veins
never
out.
been
Shit.
confirmed to exist. Number 7, Space Strikers.
Space Strikers is shit. Damn. What is that crap?
Based upon the treasured literary works of Jules Verne,
The reason Ed, Ed and Eddie exists because someone dared him to make a kids show.
Space Strikers may be
Oh, is that what he said right
one
now?
of the first animated series to extensively use
Because
computer-generated
that's a
3D
cool
scenes.
origin.
Captain Nemo commands a heavily armed
I
super
dare you
spacecraft,
to make a
the
kids
Nautilus, which more
kids show.
closely resembles a submarine
All right.
than a rocket ship.
And then he goes on
Utilizing
to
their
make
skills, he and his
a
men
hit
battle
show.
the dreaded Master
Like
Phantom
people
and his evil minions, the
actually like
Phantom
that one, right?
Warriors, some
I
of
hear
which
kids
include
that
Ned Land, fellow human,
say they really like
a
that
man
show.
from another planet who has been transformed
Well,
to
now they're
resemble
grown
a
up, I
wolf,
guess, right?
John Nick, a super intelligent alien
And
dolphin,
they
and a
say, yeah, I
great
grew up
three-headed
with Ed,
robot
Ed, and
named
Eddie.
Algren.
That was one of my
Together, this
favorite shows.
ragtag Nautilus crew must save the galaxy from total domination as the
He
Phantoms
said it
are
before.
bent on
Okay,
spreading
yeah.
random chaos and destruction throughout the universe. The show itself has the look and feel of a throwback cartoon like G.I. Joe or any number of late 80s action-adventure cartoons.
Yeah, this one
Even so, the effort put in all around is
looks
always
kind of
pretty on screen.
interesting, but
There was
holy
very
shit,
little point
I
to
never
them
heard of
trying to
this
figure out
fucking.
why the series was so short-lived. It simply couldn't grow an audience large enough to merit being given the green light on a second season. Unfortunately, due to the fact this show wasn't very popular, it was never released on VHS. It
Oh
was
shit.
nearly impossible to find footage related to this show for almost 2
You
decades.
gotta find
At
it
one point was considered lost
if
media.
somehow if somebody recorded on a VHS tape, that's the only way you could see that show.
Would inevitably wind up being transferred
Like
over
just
to
like
Disney
that
in
episode of
2001.
GamePro.
When industry juggernaut Disney acquired Fox Kids worldwide, luckily for fans, someone had retained their home recordings from back in the day and uploaded no fewer than 13 of these seemingly lost episodes to YouTube
Oh
in
yeah.
2014.
There you go. Somebody did record it. Damn.
Darkstalkers.
Oh shit, Darkstalkers. Somebody put a clip of this show on Noah's Discord, and I forgot about it, and I was like, oh my god, that looks like shit. That looks terrible. God damn.
Vampires, you can't be sure what lurks out there in the darkness of night. An arcade fighting
Super
game was
corny
produced in the
ass.
style of Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat that just screamed for an animated adaptation of its own. While changes no doubt done to bring the concept
Yeah,
to
it
a
was
younger audience,
American
both the level of violence featured in
animation
the
though. That's
arcade
what
and the
killed it.
more
Like
provocative aspects of the material were toned down. What's more, the rich and in-depth lore of the franchise
it
had to
looks
be
like
watered down to
some
fit
cheap
the standard
Americanized
half-hour
version of
cartoon
it.
slot,
So
meaning
it
they would
wasn't even
ultimately
like the
compromise with
game
the
itself.
basic good versus evil plot line. The show
The
looks and sounds
anime
great. All the classic tropes are
style
represented, and it already
all
had the
gone.
leg up on the competition with its arcade recognition. Still, people just couldn't get behind it. Fans of the game
And
saw
the
far too
story, I
much
guess,
adaptation in the
too,
series
they
and were
fucked that
quick to
up
voice
because
their opinions
the
against the
story
changes.
had nothing
That
to
was
do
the
with
target
the
audience the
game.
production was aiming for, so it was game over
They
for
just made up their
Darkstalkers
own
from the
crap.
moment it premiered. As pleasant as it would have been to describe the program's merits, it's likely more useful to detail just how much disdain the series still receives when mentioned online today. Follow-up replies to a simple Darkstalkers
Yeah,
question
everybody
posed on
talks shit
Reddit
about it,
flooded
like
in
me.
were
I'm like,
anything but
fuck
flattering to
that.
the
That
series.
cartoon
A few
sucked.
examples being that Darkstalkers TV series doesn't just suck, it's an abomination. Additionally, you
An
must be a
abomination.
misogynist to want to watch that. And in an
Misogynist?
unprecedented move, someone declared it's
What?
actually even
Why?
worse than the Mario Brothers live-action movie. Between the arcade game and subsequent
Maybe he
first-run
meant
syndication of the
masochist.
show, it was popular enough to see the game
Because
ported to the
misogynist,
PlayStation
that.
home console.
What about it
Later to be
was
followed by a sequel,
misogynistic?
so there was clearly more interest in
Seemed
the
like a pretty
intellectual product
tame,
than TV ratings had to
dumb
offer
cartoon.
as evidence. The market was flooded with similar edgy and dark franchises jockeying for the attention of the same
Oh
audience,
shit,
so
ads
many
in
decent shows were
20
swept under the rug.
seconds.
If Darkstalkers debuted a little earlier or a little later than it had, the series would likely have gained a significantly larger following and
Nah,
perhaps
that was
lasted
just like the
longer than
Street
the
Fighter
13
cartoon
episodes. Number
and
5,
the
The
Mortal
Baby
Kombat
Huey Show.
cartoons. Both terrible.
First appearing in a theatrical short titled Quack a Doodle Doo, becoming a Paramount cartoon star during the 1950s.
Oh, I remember this. Baby
Huey would be
Huey
featured
shit.
in 11 cartoons between 1951 and 1959, becoming a household name over the many decades of additional content sprinkled
Oh,
among
you know
other recognizable
Baby
cartoon
Huey?
stars. Perhaps not quite as intentionally known as some larger
Look in
Warner
here,
Brothers or
stupid.
Disney releases, but managed to keep a tinge of relevance over the years. The dim-witted Baby Duck wreaks havoc on those
Yeah, I
who he comes
remember
in contact
watching
with,
a
as
few
his
of
attempts
those
to help result
the
in
original
hilarious
Baby Huey
consequences.
cartoons.
Huey is often unaware of the havoc he's causing, maintaining an innocence, even
It's
as
like
a herd of fox
another
attempts and fails to eat him.
Looney
Caruncle
Tunes
Cartoons
character, I
animated
guess it
the first
was.
13 episodes, and viewers will be familiar with their style of artwork featured on the Ren and Stimpy show. Audiences weren't all too thrilled
Oh,
with the
okay.
switch to Universal Studios for the later 13 episodes and claimed the show lost its luster. While almost nobody
Damn,
takes
another
any
show that
enjoyment from
was
kicking the
influenced
cartoon
by
gods
Ren and
down, the
Stimpy.
already poor ratings it initially drew could be very misleading. This means things may have been much worse during its first 13 episodes on air than the numbers detailed. Utilizing hindsight, we may actually be able to pinpoint an unforeseen and slightly comical problem with
Pretty
the whole
much
picture. Some
everybody
of our subscribers will find this shocking, but
everybody
younger
copied
viewers might not
Ren and
be all
Stimpy
that
and
surprised
shit.
to hear. A large portion of the show's viewership had no
Like
prior
even
experience
today,
with the classic Baby Huey cartoon or the character
SpongeBob
himself.
is
A
a
lot of people
ripoff,
eagerly tuned in with
or they
high
have
hopes and
humor
anticipating a much higher caliber of
jokes in it
entertainment.
that are like
This all stemming from the
pretty much
misconceptions that
taken
this
from
Baby
Ren and
Huey
Stimpy.
series was somehow a spin-off of the classic Donald Duck character. Similar to the experience of discovering beloved titles like DuckTales or Darkwing Duck, imagine how devastated a kid would be to expect a wonderfully designed new cartoon star like Scrooge McDuck, only to be presented with this diaper-clad, bonnet-wearing man that was meant to humor their grandparents. Devastating to the kid and devastating to the likelihood of the series as well. You can technically say it lasted 2 seasons of 26 episodes, but it's doubtful anyone would argue that to be a success.
That's a lot, actually. Yeah.
Particularly in the case of the Baby Huey show. Number 4, The Max.
Oh, this shit was cool. I want to see the entire show, the entire series. I mean,
writer and
The
artist
Max
who was a part of the Image Comics
really
creator-owned character boom
interesting.
of the 90s. A
Just a
4-issue
cool,
miniseries serving as an introduction to
weird
these
ass
grim and
story.
gritty characters. The series, however, only had one published issue in March of '93.
Are we
Despite
back?
this setback, people
Oh,
immediately
ads still in
latched on to
progress?
the
Holy shit.
intellectual property and wanted
Let
more.
me see, in
The
case
comic book would
Vidya
soon be
still here.
adapted into an animated.
I want to show him the Max. Oh shit, too far. Right there. Yeah, the Max. That was a tough show to catch too, because it was like I think on Fridays on MTV of all channels at night. You had to fucking be on alert to catch that fucking show. What a what a crazy time slot they gave it. It was like fucking 8 or 9 or something at night on MTV, where they never showed cartoons really. So just one night of the week, I think they would show a couple cartoons, getting out of nowhere. Uh, Ads. Okay, looks like we're back. All right.
From Image Comics and Sam Keith, a
Oh
Michigan-born
yeah, Image
writer and
Comics.
artist who was a part of the Image
Damn, I
Comics
think I
creator-owned
might have
character
a
boom of the
yeah,
90s. A 4-issue
at least
miniseries serving as an introduction to these grim and
one
gritty
issue of
characters.
that.
The series, however, only had one
It might be
published
that
issue
one
in
actually,
March of
the
'93.
first issue.
Despite this setback, people
Shit, I
immediately
hope I
latched
got that
on to the
one.
intellectual property and wanted more.
Might be
The
worth
comic book
money.
would soon be adapted into an animated feature as part of the MTV program Oddities, where the
Oh,
Max
Oddities.
#1 and #2 were covered along with darker
That's what it
images
was
and
called,
lore
MTV
in issues 1
Oddities.
through 11. While of course the material couldn't be covered
The
in its
Max
entire
and
depth, they
the
did what
Head.
they could with their allotted time slots, and
I think the
audiences were
Brothers
pleased with the
Grunt or whatever
outcome.
came
Within
out.
the ongoing series, the Max told the tale of a purple-clad being who
All their weirdest
alternated
shows.
between two worlds. In the real world, he's a homeless guy living in a cardboard box. In the fantastical land called the Outback, he's a mighty warrior tasked with protecting the Jungle
I
Queen.
really like
The Jungle Queen's
the
alter
art style
ego
for
is
this
Julie,
too.
a self-employed social worker who has taken
Pretty
Max under her
fucking
wing,
cool.
bailing him out of jail and often letting him crash in her apartment. But both are being haunted by a serial defiler
Yeah, I would
and
try to
killer
copy
named Mr. Gone. The animation frequently
this art
changes
style.
but this is done to show a change in perspective. In one scene, characters may be rendered in vivid detail, but in the next they may be simplified cartoons. CGI and even live-action films are sometimes integrated and interspersed with hand-drawn animation.
Oh yeah, live
Critics have
action.
pointed out how much of the animation is based directly on panels from the comic. The Max remains a highly praised and discussed relic online today, as an ever-growing fan base of new viewers are introduced to the unique title. In 2019, actor Channing
Just a
Tatum
matter of
and
time
producer
before
Roy
they
Lee
bring it
announced
back.
their intent to produce a film based on the Max. In
Oh
this
shit.
instance, Roy Lee's company, Vertigo Entertainment, holds a first-look deal contract with Lionsgate. Perhaps the most hopeful
A
tease
movie,
so
a
far,
live
in
action
January
movie?
of
That'd be
2024,
nuts.
Tatum confirmed on his Instagram that
Oh yeah,
production on the
the
film
true
will
meaning
move
of
forward.
goon maxing.
Number 3, Ultraforce.
That is that what the Joker's talking about?
Based
His
on the
old
first
cartoon,
version of the
the
Ultraforce
Max.
comic book, produced by Deke Productions, and would fare better than its counterpart cartoon adaptation,
Oh,
which would
what was
only
this?
amount to
Ultra
surviving
Force?
mere
The fuck?
months on air. Even with an
Kind
Ultraforce
of
action figure
remember
line
that, but
produced by Galoob to build
I was
more
never
excitement for the
interested in watching
series.
that.
Debuting
Ultra
shortly
Force.
thereafter in September, the show appeared to be something for fans to look forward to. The cartoon would feature the roster of Prime, Hardcase, Prototype, Topaz, Ghoul,
Yeah,
Contrary, and Pix. It also
I didn't
included
like.
appearances of the Nightman
I
and the
didn't.
Strange
I didn't
Woman,
like any of those
fellow superheroes in
characters.
the comic Ultraverse.
I
The
don't know
general premise being
what the
that the
deal with
Ultras,
that.
originally ordinary people who gained superpowers, began to use them for evil purposes. A group of superhero Ultras was formed, the Ultraforce, to combat the evil Ultras and protect all people of the planet. Poorly received by critics, but viewers weren't complaining. Non-stop
I
action,
was. I
exasperating
didn't even
characters,
watch it.
the
I was like,
animated world
nah,
of Ultraverse, and
I'm not
some
gonna watch
memorable
that.
villains made for icing on the cake. Premiering in October and being summarily brought to a hastily end by December. So not only was the program canceled early, but the toy line wasn't going to recoup any losses, seeing as how it barely lasted until the holiday shopping season.
Shit.
Unfortunately, it struggled to gain a foothold among so many other
Barely lasted.
superhero-related properties on offer at the time.
Nobody
Whether
wanted
fans
the
wanted
toys,
more seasons of Ultra
so
Force
it
or
was
not,
all over.
networks weren't
Can't sell the
interested.
toys.
And so the story goes, after 13 fleeting episodes, fans were left displeased with no decent explanation as to why the studio gave up on the title in such a hurry. Number 2, the Superman Batman Adventures.
Superman, Batman. Wait,
Two
I
of the
thought
most well-known and universally loved superheroes
this
come
was
together
about
to form an
90s.
anthology TV series. Viewers certainly tuned in, but even with the astounding numbers of fans,
90s
ratings
cartoons,
were
yeah.
looking bleak from the start. Composed of long-time
Well,
rerun segments of
that's the
classic
old ass
Superman and Batman
Superman.
episodes, but now available on USA Network. However, the series would later land in time slots on both Cartoon Network and Boomerang for yet more re-airings. Each
That's
series
weird.
on their own stood the test of time, but
He
let's
included
face it,
this?
in the
What
year
the hell?
1995, and the public is tired of these lazy, half-hearted excuses the networks dare to promote as new shows. They were going to have to provide fresh, original content because people would rather see these old cartoon reruns on VHS commercial-free, leading to a revamping of the combo concept for a future series to be titled The New
Yeah,
Batman
this shit ain't
Superman
new.
Adventures,
Look,
with slightly more emphasis on the
why did he
Batman
throw
portions.
this in?
made
That's so
sense at
weird.
the time when considering
Everything
how
else
much
was
acclaim and
actually
commendation Batman the Animated
actually
Series
90s,
had
and
acquired
then
in recent years. Although it was part of the DC animated universe, each
oh,
half-hour episode
did he
or
mean
90-minute
this
block
one?
featured either a single rerun from the original Superman the Animated Series, the original Batman the Animated Series, or a brand new story
I guess he
featuring
meant
Batman,
the
Superman,
actual
Batman
90s
Adventures. This would
Batman
run much
and
better with
Superman, but
audiences as the
why
combined
was he
forces
showing the
mustered together 3
50s?
years worth of episodes over on Kids WB between
Totally
97
confused
and
the hell out
2000.
of me with
The
that
sole
shit.
reason anyone would be encouraged to repay the Superman Batman Adventures a visit today will probably only appeal to the respective fandoms. The Superman Batman Adventures included for the first time on American television the 8 lost episodes of the 83-84 season of Super Friends. Number 1, Dumb and Dumber,
Huh.
the animated series.
Oh shit, Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, the animated series, is the first Hanna-Barbera produced show to premiere on ABC, as well as the final Hanna-Barbera production to air on broadcast network television, and one of the
Oh
last
damn, the
Saturday
final
morning cartoons on the network
Hanna-Barbera
not
cartoon?
associated with the Walt Disney Company. Could this series have been so awful that it killed ABC Saturday morning cartoons as we knew them? If not solely responsible, it definitely had a
It
role
killed
to play in the significant
the whole
changes
Saturday
to come
morning
following its
cartoons shit.
termination. Based directly off the smash hit comedy starring James Carey and Jeff Daniels. The animated version would feature awkward and forced goofiness, laughably simplistic art style, and a whole lot more toilet humor than most people can stand. Movie adaptations don't always do so hot on the small screen,
Dumb and
oftentimes
Dumber,
animated reimaginings do even
The
worse.
Mask,
But when you take into account the massive
and what was the
budget
other?
and the big
Oh,
names associated with Dumb and Dumber, the
Ace
animated
Ventura
series, calling the
cartoons.
show an
Jim
utter
Carrey with
failure
his
is
3
still
cartoons. Shit.
sugarcoating it. The opening theme, for some bizarre reason, seems to feature 2 of the most irritating frequencies audible by the human ear. The tune itself is almost catchy and doesn't stray far from the norm on these lyric-free 90s cartoon intros. The issue is the head-splitting 4,000 hertz screech throughout the song that somehow passed as music. The majority of viewers had enough long before it reached its 13th
The noise
and final
that Jim
episode.
Carrey
Not
makes
to
in
say
the
it wasn't
movie,
worth a try.
the
Both
most
Ace
annoying
Ventura:
sound
Pet
in the
Detective
world.
and The
Is
Mask
that what
were
it was?
Carrey films that found modest success
Oh,
as
there's Ace
cartoons
Ventura
and
and
spawned
The Mask.
multiple seasons. Between Hanna-Barbera and New Line Television, the audience was once again left pondering which one is dumb and which one is dumber. Well, there you have it. 10 short-lived cartoons from 1995. Don't forget to leave us a comment below if you remember watching any of these.
Weird
As always, thanks
90s
for
movies.
watching.
What is that? Weird as bug? Alien or something?
Special delivery, no charge. Oh, that was
Let's
close.
see, what was it?
A piece of cake.
Oh yeah, I wanted to put on. Let's see if you ever seen Eek the Cat. Haven't seen this in a while. Oh, yeah, hold up. Watch this real quick. Okay. The Mask. Mac's favorite. My favorite game.
The shoe! The shoe!
Oh. Oh, okay.
Take off his shoe!
Damn. I actually feel like I remember that. Yeah. Since there was only so many episodes, right? There was like 26, he said. So I probably saw that one. Especially if it was like the first one of the first episodes. Yes. So I don't know why as a kid, I don't think I thought that was even anything that crazy, but now since things are different, yeah, I don't think that would pass on one of the cartoons today, like SpongeBob in a strip club. I don't think they would do that. But yeah, here's Eek the Cat. This cartoon was pretty awesome. I like this show. But I wonder, was this a 80s show or 90s? I'm not sure exactly. Might have been the 90s already by the time this came out. So I'm probably gonna have to retitle the stream to 90s 90s cartoon. Eek the Cat. Let's see, were you a 90s show? They banned the episode of SpongeBob with the panty raid. Oh, is that real? They did something about a panty raid in SpongeBob? Oh, Eek the Cat was 1992. Okay, shit. And I think most of the cartoons I showed were 90s shit. So fuck it, I'm gonna change that to 90s cartoons. Good old Eek. Eek the Cat. Let me see what was that about? Fucking SpongeBob taking girls' panties and shit. What the fuck?
The cereal that pops in your head, not in your hand. Ah, my lovely family. They'll feed me.
Oh yeah, the kids. I forgot. Forgot how these fucked up kids were treating Eek like shit. SpongeBob panty raid.
What? Do you take? Wanna go out? What? Wanna play ping pong? What is it? What do you mean, what? You're a lumberjack? That it? What?
Kids. These kids are fucked up. Midlife Crustacean. Is that what the episode was called? Why is SpongeBob Season 3, Episode 15 unavailable? Oh, you got the clip? I was gonna look for it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what it. It's just a short clip. Oh shit. What the fuck?
You finally came through for me, boys. I feel young again.
He's really happy about that.
Mother?
What are you doing with my bloomers?
Well, Why did you tell me this was my mother's house?
Why didn't you ask?
What the